I'm vengeance.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Mark 99 of the Super Civil Servants podcast. My name is still Greg, the Bat Daddy 52. And if I'm the CEO of this whole operation, I've got my first sergeant of these island of misfit toys here. Nathan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I've always wanted to be a sergeant, so I really appreciate that comeuppance there.
There you go.
No, it's been a while, guys. I've been just got a lot of just dumb shit going on in my personal life, and you guys, as anybody knows in the podcasting community, your family and your real life come first over this, and it's a bit of a struggle sometimes. You try to make it work, but like I said, if you got one over the other, real life comes first in family. So I'm back. I'm here. I'm ready. Shit's just hectic in my personal life.
Yeah, dude, you and I talked twice on the phone today, which is weird. We talked twice on the phone today,
and you know, why would you do that?
Yeah.
That's weird.
And we said, you know, I believe part of our conversation was this is just a podcast.
Yes,
you know, we have fun.
It's fun.
Life is more important, but this is just a podcast. So we enjoy doing it. We hope the fans enjoy us, you know, us doing it. But when it comes down to it, this is just a podcast. So we you know, let's have a good time. Speaking of people in the podcast, Joe's with us too. What's up, buddy?
Howdy, y'all. And that's actually I've lived my life by that. As much as I love podcasting, because I apparently keep adding shows, I'm at the point where I'm like, the minute it stops being fun, I'm gonna stop podcasting.
Sure.
Yep. That's like, what Nathan and I said from the beginning.
It's about. I know too many podcast people are trying to like put stuff out there to make money, to be popular because they listen to them all the time. And it's like, oh, I can do that. I can talk to my friends. It's not about that. Yes.
Right.
I've got to meet a ton of wonderful people podcasting, but I'm not out here being like, oh man, I didn't get the numbers I wanted today. I got to try harder. Nah, like if no one listens to my show, I'm still putting it out there for my own benefit.
Exactly. You know? If nobody listens to this entire thing, you know what? I still got on here on a Friday night and shot the shit with a couple of good guys or just had a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. We got at least 2 people listening. We got 2 people live in the chat room right now, which is awesome. So, yeah, you know, hey, we're on 99 right now, which Nathan, I cannot believe we're at 99. We're about to hit triple digits next week. You know, when we started this, we had no idea where it was going, and I actually have dialogue or you know, pictures of you saying that kind of stuff about we don't know where this is going to go or how far this is going to go, but we're going to hit 100, man.
Got 99 podcasts, and you know, and a bad one ain't one, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say,
I should have workshopped that, damn. I should have workshopped that. You guys are seeing the process.
You're trying,
but right? Yeah. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah. But yeah, we're at 99. We're doing 100 next week. We got a lot of games. Loki's done. You know, I don't think there's a lot to review next week because I don't think we're going to be doing Black Widow on here right now, at least, because I know at least Nathan and I haven't seen it. I don't. Joe, have you seen Black?
I went and saw it opening night in theaters.
Yeah, I heard your review. Yeah, I know Joe was on there. I just. Being
I mean, now, you know, in what 2 months, 2.5 months,
exactly, it comes for free
on Disney Plus. So
yes, and that's what I'm waiting for.
That's kind of what I'm waiting for too. Not to disrespect the movie or anything like that, but it wasn't something I was insanely excited to see. I'll see it whenever I have the opportunity, and it's free for me.
I will tell you, listening to Joe and everybody on Marvel Alliance, like it did make me. You know what I mean? Like it brought me up a lot more because I heard a lot of positive things, and I was like, all right, I'm definitely gonna give this a shot. It's just
it was
right now. I just couldn't. I mean, I can't afford it, but you know what I mean? Potatoes. Like I went camping and stuff instead of spending $30 on that, and yeah, like I said, it's a whole big thing.
No, yeah,
like Joe, you said we get it in 2 months, and I can watch it as many times as I want. I can sit down and watch it for a week straight if I want to.
Exactly.
And you know, my thing is too is I don't think it's going to be a bad movie, and I haven't you know, heard terrible things about it. The people that I'm, you know, in circles with enjoy the movie. It's just something that I was never really that excited to go see, so I'll just see it when I see it, type thing. Especially whenever it's free on Disney Plus.
I
it was one of those.
I just say I enjoy Scarlett Johansson. She's just
Yeah.
I mean, she's just a good. I enjoyed her in that role, so like I definitely want to see it. But it's like I said, I just haven't been like, oh, I need to see it right now.
Yeah, I think for me, it was one of those movies where before the pandemic, I was like, well, it's a comic book movie. I want to support it because that's been my thing ever since, really since like X-Men and Spider-Man back in the early 2000s. It's comic book movies. I'm going to go see them in theaters if I can.
Sure.
And so this one it came out and I'm like, I wasn't, we just got kind of the ending with Far From Home. And I'm like, okay, this is Spider-Man. I think I'm kind of done for a while. Like, I'll go watch it, but I'm not like excited. Then the pandemic hit and we couldn't see anything for, a year. The shows came out and they kind of got me excited again. The shows reinvigorated me. And I was really happy to go see it. And I'm really glad I got to see it in theaters. Now, with everything spiking up again, if Shang-Chi is on Disney Plus, like premium access, I'll probably go that route this time around. Maybe. I don't know. It's my girlfriend's Disney Plus. So I don't know if I want to give her the $30 or not. I mean, I would. That's not the problem. But I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, you pay for it.
Well, yeah, no, I'll pay for it. That's not the issue.
But then she keeps your movie. I get it. I see where you're going. I know.
So when you pay for the $30, is it a one-time viewing?
No,
you get it.
So
it's open.
It's on. Okay. You have access to it the entire time you have Disney Plus.
Okay, so it's basically like a free pass. It's like once you're in, you're in.
Yep.
Like you can. So okay. Not a bad
deal. Shang-Chi, I like what I've seen so far, and like another trailer is probably going to clinch it. But if that one comes on Premier Access, I will probably do that just because I'm so curious to what they're going to do and how they're going to retool the 10 rings. And I know we've seen them like little bracelet things, but you know what I mean. Like I just want to see. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated. Plus,
it's a character we've never met. This is a brand new character.
Exactly. Yes. And who doesn't like kung fu movies and shit? Like we all just watched Mortal Kombat. It was a suck fest, but we watched it because people were karate kicking the shit out of people. You know what I mean?
For what it was, just a fighting movie. It was good. Yeah.
I was saying that just to
calm down there, Clay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know where I'm going to be with Shang-Chi when it comes out. As far as premiere, I don't know when the next time I'm going to go to the movies is. I thought about taking my kids to the movies to go see Space Jam. Then I was like, no, I can get that for free on HBO Max anyway, so I'm not going to do that.
I'm gonna go.
I don't know what my first movie is going to be again.
I'll say Monday. I'm going to go see Snake Eyes. So
if it was Michael Jordan instead of LeBron,
then I definitely would have paid. Oh yeah, definitely.
But Michael Jordan was in the movie.
Right, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, that was a really good.
Jordan.
That was a really good twist. I'm really glad they did that.
Yeah,
that was one of the better parts of the film. I know. Another one was when they were searching for all the characters, and you had like Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote in the Mad Max world. That was pretty great.
I still haven't seen. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I haven't.
Whatever.
Seen it. No,
I didn't
fine.
spill shit.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but
it's on HBO Max. You guys haven't seen it?
I'm not worried about spoilers for Space Jam.
I'm not worried. It's there. I can watch it.
It's such a great movie.
Yeah,
LeBron.
Well, if you listen to any sports show, they've talked about it. I've pretty much know everything about the movie. So
that's what I've heard is that LeBron's like he missed his calling. He should have been an actor instead of a bowler. So that's what I'm saying.
I see where you're going with this. I see where you're going with this.
Such a great actor.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's what people's main. Well, that's what a lot of people's main critique is like he's a very good basketball player, not so great as an actor.
I get that. I mean,
I totally different worlds. Absolutely, I get it.
Right. Well,
we talked
squirrels out of the way real quick. The intros, like I said, I plan until I introduce Nathan, and then after that, it's just free game. Like whatever happens. So
that works.
Flowing thoughts.
That's right. Well, y'all want to get into it? Y'all want to go ahead and talk about the last 2 weeks of Bad Batch?
Sure.
We had last week off, so I guess we're on episode 12, Attack on Ryloth, which the last few episodes have been on Ryloth, right?
Yeah, they had. So it was basically a two-parter on Ryloth.
Okay. Yes, it was basically a two-parter.
Yeah, that first one, I watched. I think I even messaged Katie. Basically called it the Clone Wars Season 8 or Rebels prequel. Because it was, had Hera. Yeah, I mean, the first, and I even told my girlfriend, I'm like, the first episode Bad Batch was in there for like 2 minutes, barely.
Not even.
And then
45 seconds.
And then I'm like, this has to be a setup for the next episode. If the next episode has nothing to do with Ryloth, then this episode is bad and I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
But they actually did when Bad Batch came back to help Hera to liberate Cham. So kudos for that. I do want to see Hera and Omega like have adventures now. Like I want to see those two just kind of hang out from time to time.
Yeah.
You want to like fast forward to Omega's college years and like Hera's out there showing her the town and stuff. I get it, Joe. It's just, they're out there frolicking on a beach planet and stuff.
Hey.
I get it.
I'm not against that. I mean, look, we were talking about Darth Bane in the chat. I mean, I know you didn't see, or it's Darth Babe in the chat. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Darth
And,
Babe. I picture that up, Darth Babe.
But
it's gonna be like Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell. The college years. It's gonna be Bad Batch. The college years. She's gonna be starring Omega out there frolicking and stuff with Hera, and as they fly around the beach planet to beach planet, and they go to like Mega Mall out there in the middle of the galaxy. Like right now, if there's any 16-year-old listening right now, they're going, "What the fuck is a mall? What is that shit? That stuff in movies?"
Ugh. God, malls are dying.
I know.
Yeah, they're definitely dying.
There he is.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
What's up, everybody?
Oh, so that was a okay. So I didn't actually watch the video, but seeing you without the facial hair is
Look
weird.
at this guy. Your lip is naked. What happened?
It's all clean.
Dude, I will tell you.
Lip is naked.
I will tell you this. My phone doesn't even fucking recognize me.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Oh yeah.
I have to. My wife
I have to
told
stare
me.
at that all night Monday night. That's gonna be weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's fucking
Well, this is practice. You can stare at all at night. Yeah.
I look weirder. I looked weirder than fucking Greg did when he shaved his.
I don't know about that. I look pretty weird when I shave a beard.
What are you, like 27, Clay? Because now you look like you're like 19 tops.
Oh, I'm 29. I look like I'm fucking 15 again.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Hey,
Absolutely horrible.
I'm the same way. If I shave it off, even at my age now, I swear, if I shave it off, you'd be like, there'd be people that be going, "Should I card this motherfucker?" And I'm not like, I don't say that as like trying to be like, "Oh, I'm so young." I just say it like, it's almost a curse. And I mean,
God,
I can't do the Joe there. I can't beard out and like Greg and Joe and everybody else.
Because
I can do this.
And
that's about it.
See, and that's the thing. So when I grow mine out, right, or attempt to grow mine out, the front chin beard gets all straggly.
Oh,
and then I get nothing but just like little shit on the sides.
Question:
There is nothing.
Do
that comes
you
out here.
use oils or shampoo or anything? Because if you want a nice beard, you gotta take care of it, just like hair. Actually, it's not just like hair; it is hair.
I barely take care of the shit that's on my head.
Yeah, I got rid of that a long time ago, taking care of shit on my head. So,
I've seen that
wow.
picture.
Whoa.
I've seen picture.
That was from
Wow.
Look at that handsome fella.
5 years ago, 6 years ago. I had dyed my beard for St. Patty's Day, dyed it green, and then shaved it off the next day because St. Patty's Day was over. Yeah, that's the last time I shaved. Shaved it all off. I've shaved it down. Like I've trimmed it down to like Greg's level, but I just kind of let it grow, and now I got all the gray. So
I told my wife the beard's never going away. Like it may get shorter. I'll trim it, keep it nice, but the beard's never going away. I to this day have never seen my stepfather without a beard. My entire life.
I've seen
I was 6.
I've seen my stepfather without a beard. But see,
Never seen
what I want to do, because I've never done this before. Even so, I am with Nathan. That's all I can legitimately do is the goatee look, right?
I patch out. Yeah.
Yeah. But I, with my fucking shaky hands, cannot round it out correctly. So whenever I shave, I have to just shave bare because it's going to be all uneven and shit. I want to go to like a barber to round it out to make it look nice. Because I can't fucking do it. I can't do it.
Go to one of those old school ones and where they like hot flat shaving.
Get
you know what I'm
the
saying?
fucking
Flat razor.
You got some of those
the
here.
freaking long knife and shit.
It's just
Wait,
weird having somebody
Sweeney
take a knife
Todd.
to your neck. You know?
Wait. Hold on. Clay, and for the listening audience, I showed these guys offline, but these are original 1983 action of Jabba the Hutt and the Gamorrean Guard. Like somebody was throwing this shit away. Now I don't have his little pipe, for Jabba, which he actually moved and shit, which is cool. I don't have his little pipe and the little thing, but somebody was throwing them away, and I was like, holy shit, I can't believe it. So I've got an original Jabba from '83, back when, you know what I'm saying, like 2 years before I was born. I'm holding something like, so that's crazy.
Of course, Joe was fucking gonna go grab something.
Because I pulled out Mjolnir, man.
Of course. Yeah. Do I have to go fucking grab something now?
You do.
It even comes with Darth Vader without cape.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, are we just doing Star Wars? Hold on one second.
Why not?
I don't have any Star Wars toys with me right now. Those are all at my grandmother's.
Greg's about to like web sling out the fucking window. Look,
I know. What the what the fuck is this Under Armour?
I got my
Spider-Man shit.
Oh man, you don't like my Spider-Man shirt?
Greg, that's what I said.
I know, it looks great.
I was like, I'm waiting for you to just like spider, sling out the window. Just.
All I need is the mask. All I need is the mask, man.
No. This is you are basically Peter from Into the Spider-Verse. You just need some sweatpants.
Peter
and
B.
you're good.
Parker.
Yeah.
Actually, when I wear this to the gym, I wear sweatpants with it. Just for that reason.
There you go.
People
that's hot, guys. Just picture that right now.
Nice.
Well, real quick. That's why I said it's everybody picture it. Well, real quick, we were talking about Bad Batch. Before we get into that, Clay, we were literally just walked into it. So let's get some first thoughts. If you're in the chat room, you're checking us out tonight, hit the thumbs up button, share it with a friend, give us a like. We appreciate it very much. Clay, you just walked in, man. We just started on episode 12, Attack on Ryloth. We're a week behind on Bad Batch. So last week's episode, as much as you can remember, what do you think?
So last week's episode was the part 2, right? Of the two-parter?
Yes.
So the second part of Rebels, I really enjoyed.
Literally, yep.
That's all it was, really. And I know I texted this to Joe. What?
I was gonna say, spoiler alert. This week is basically a prequel to Rebels too. It's an early Rebels episode, so you know what I mean. So they've been on a Rebels kick the last 3 weeks.
Technically, I get.
They're trying to promote a show.
Yeah, I mean, yes. In a way, you kind of have to.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll get there when we get there. But this week's episode, I got some shit to say. Because why are we setting that guy up? He helps Ezra out in Rebels in the beginning and then at the very end. But like, did we really need the origin story of how he lost his horn and how he got what's happening?
Is that where he's from?
That's who.
Yes.
That's the first impression that I have. That's the beginning of Rebels. That guy that Ezra's hanging out with the one horn. That's him.
Yeah.
See now, all of this has made me have to watch Rebels.
Okay.
Greg, we have told you. You need to.
Why have you not watched it yet?
Actually, I would almost recommend you just to wait until after Bad Batch at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go ahead and tell you I'm going to because I don't have plans.
I mean, there's like what about 4 or 5 episodes left?
There's of this show, yeah.
This one. 5 episodes left of Bad Batch, and then there's 4 seasons. Of Rebels.
I've watched
on top of the Attack on Titan that I've got to watch, on top of the Thundercats that I've got to watch, and the new season of Titans coming up. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, you got to pick and choose.
Wait, Nathan, the TikTok that I sent you with Attack on Titan, is Greg there yet?
What'd you say? I didn't. I'm sorry.
I am at the end of the Battle of Tross, or So I'm only like 13 episodes in.
Okay, so you won't. I don't want to ruin anything for you.
Yeah, I'll send Goldfish, man. I probably won't remember it. So
you say that, and then this will be the one time you remember.
This is true.
But as far as last episode of the Bad Batch, I think Nathan and Katie said it very well on Star Wars Alliance. They are in this weird, what was it that y'all necessarily said? Like you basically said that it was. Oh God! Of course, Sarah's gonna say something.
Hey,
Clay, are you naked?
No, but Katie and Nathan were talking about how this is basically just all random filler, and there's not really anything to go on as far as like what we thought the story was going to be about. Yes, you get a trinkle of like what oh my gosh, Omega about what her real like background is supposed to be, and I'm sure that's going to be the stinger at the very end, right? Is going to have this big like boom, and then we'll have an announcement that Omega is going to be a part of the Mandalorian season 3. Like, it's just probably going to happen.
Omega's going to show up in Ahsoka.
Probably something. Yeah, there's for something.
Yeah, now that you've said that, I feel like it.
What if they just go all Jamie and Cersei Lannister with Boba and Omega there, where if we find out they're brother and sister, and then they get in some weird book of Boba Fett where they're like, oh, look, I love you.
I mean, at the same time, I feel like Omega was very like quick to understand how the clones work, so I don't think that will happen. Like, she will for sure know who Boba is.
I think so too.
So, but now that you've said it, Joe, I feel like she might end up being in Ahsoka more so than Mandalorian. But I enjoyed it because I mean, any more Hera content is awesome. I love her as a character. Seeing her origins as far as her childhood, we all know, except for Greg, that
He'll know eventually.
That family is very important to her. She's almost like a Dom Toretto.
Whoa, she's a Dom. Okay.
I was getting ready to say.
Whoa, chill out, you two.
I believe it.
Gotta find out more about this Hera now, huh?
I was always wondering what she was hiding under a flight suit.
But
this makes Nathan, also this makes the college years makes more sense, right?
See, you're right. You're right.
Disney, call us. We're writing your next sequel list right now.
No, but I will say, I think it's really cool, and some people, may have something against it. I think it's kind of cool that Omega was the one that encouraged her to fly her first starship.
Well, that and the threat of death. I mean, what other option do they have?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is a threat of death, but at the same time, like that was the whole point, was for Omega to be the words of wisdom and the words of encouragement. So I do really enjoy that, because as of right now, you're not getting anything from Omega as far as like, hey, what big plot point are we waiting for? So giving her purpose in that aspect, I can appreciate that 100%.
Makes sense. Sarah, what do you think? We're talking about last week's The Attack on Ryloth.
Oh yeah, I mean I really enjoyed seeing the background on Hera also. I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, it seems like now these episodes they're more episodic than like filler, because I'm starting to see an actual story. It might not be exactly what we're looking for or we thought it might have been. But at least it's starting to fill in to be some type of story. I mean, I think it's interesting that it is taking up, like Hera's backstory and that kind of thing. But I don't know. I'm still waiting for Omega to have some kind of something a little more concrete than just like their little conscience. I don't know. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
But I looked at it. I've always looked at it differently than I think I looked at it after the episode tonight, and not skipping ahead or saying about night, but when they called them sisters, like that's my brothers, like I was like, okay, I never really looked at it as like a brother-sister relationship.
Well, I looked at it as a family relationship, like like some kind of family dynamic. But I mean, I figure Hunter is more like the father figure, whereas the other fellows are more like the brothers or like the crazy uncles, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's more the feeling I get too.
So that's why I was kind of surprised. It's just like, oh, they're my brothers. I'm like, okay. However you want to look at it, that's fine with me.
Yeah. Nathan, just some overall thoughts, man, and then I'll hit some points on here. We'll talk about it.
Okay, so no. I enjoy. Like I said, this with Katie is I'm enjoying it, but so like this for whatever reason it just hasn't grabbed me. Like tonight, I literally forgot about the episode till about an hour before we started. It's almost like, what's the point here? It's like A-Team meets Charlie's Angels just out in space, where we just have random one-off missions a week. There doesn't really seem to be any overarching narrative, which I know there technically is, but they give you like this feels like a network TV show, like a CW show or something, where you get these cool, like they lay out the foundation of your season. You know, we had Aftermath and all this stuff, and then you get 7 episodes of filler of just, you know, villain of the week. You know, like let's take Arrow for instance. You know, villain of the week, like their first season, and then about the mid-season finale, you get 2 episodes that furthers the real main plot with the big bad guy. And then you get, you know, 7 more episodes of filler. And then we get back to the 3-part, you know, the last 3 or 4 episodes that takes care of the big bad. And there's your thread. And that's what this feels like. And it's to me, it is the cameo show. Every single week, there has been a random cameo from somebody. And I'm getting tired of Sid already, to be completely honest. I'm so sick of Sid.
She's not Jabba.
Well, no, it's not that she's not Jabba. It's just like, we heard of like the bad. Much. No, we heard that the Bad Batch was like this like badass group of people that basically took no shit from nobody, and they're taking a whole bunch of shit from Sid.
I got paid somehow.
I think in the next episode, though, on top of Sid being kind of a badass gangster, she's kind of just a badass in general. Like,
oh no, I'm not saying that she's not a badass, but I'm just saying we should have moved on from her like 2 episodes ago.
Long ago.
Well, yeah. What about that dynamic between she and Omega now? You know, because now she can see what she has, like some kind of human connection or some kind of connection to Omega now.
They laid some foundation for that down a couple of episodes ago, at least. So it's not like it's something completely out of the blue. So I will give them that. You know,
I think that Omega is a big part of like humanizing the Bad Batch, you know, because they are soldiers. And of course, because of Order 66 and the Empire rising up, like they are no longer soldiers anymore, of course. So they kind of have to, you know, learn new things. And with that comes Omega teaching them those new things. So I think that the Sid Omega relationship is within a benefit of the Bad Batch, but it is just like that cute little, like, oh my gosh, Sarah, your dogs are about to like.
I've got Dog Fight Club behind me. Bruce like gives Austin all this shit, and she's like, "Look, dude, I can't do this anymore." And
I ain't taking this. That's right.
But this dynamic between Sid and Omega, it's supposed to be like this little cutesy, oh look, the little girl can bring, you know, happiness with this group of rug tug soldiers.
She brings balance. Didn't you know that? She brings balance.
That's what every woman does, right? Brings balance.
What's up? Pay good money for that on a Tuesday night. You know what I'm saying?
The Bad Batch hasn't moved for me either way. You know, the needle's, you know, kind of right down the middle. I'm enjoying the show because it's Star Wars, but there's been nothing that's really blown me away. The first episode I thought was great. Maybe it was just excitement for it, and then it, you know, it's a little more nostalgic in the first episode. I'm not as aware of the Rebels, you know, little Easter eggs and, you know, prequel stuff that y'all have seen, but I'm still enjoying what I've seen. There's just been nothing that's really, really taken me away, and I'm still not really sold on Omega. I mean, she's a character that, okay, you know, I like what she's got right now so far. Give me something more for her. Give her purpose, like y'all were saying. And maybe this is setting her up to be in something like the Ahsoka, you know, live action show or Mandalorian season 3. You know, we'll see what happens. But I just, at this point, don't see much purpose in her. I know they're hinting at it, and it's going to come to fruition, you know, what she is there for. But I'm just waiting for it.
I brought it up after that one. What was it, three episodes ago, where she played that game or whatever. She like outsmarted the person, or you know what I'm saying? Like she did that strat. Yeah. Well, like I saw people on Reddit and stuff like going to the extremes, being like, that's her thing, and she's a tactician, and she's gonna be the one that takes down Thrawn. I'm like, holy shit, we went from like zero.
Where have you seen that from?
On Reddit.
That's a big jump. Who are you following?
Yeah, people on Reddit, they just.
I was like 0 to a fucking 100. Like, what is happening? That's a huge jump because she played this game and like I don't know. Like, there's people already.
Isn't that the game that Chewbacca plays?
I believe it is.
Yeah,
think so,
it's the
it
game that
Yeah.
Han and Chewie play all the time.
Yeah,
More
he
so, I
plays
think
that.
it was R2D2 and Chewie at some points as well. Yeah.
Well, we've seen it come up numerous times, but yeah, in the original, like we saw it.
That's what I kind of equate it to. It's just seeing Chewbacca play that.
Well,
It's basically chess, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I do want to say I did enjoy seeing Hera, and I did seeing Chopper. Like I really did like Chopper, but man, he's been a beat up piece of shit for years now, hasn't he? Like he ain't even had he ain't even had the right two legs. He ain't even had the right two legs for years. So like I just thought that was like all right, but it's just. It was kind of like okay, like now we've seen Ryloth in the Clone Wars, Bad Batch, Rebels. Like I don't know about Resistance, but they probably stopped there. It's just that and Lothal, right? Ryloth and Lothal, like those are the main two. They love those planets. So I just don't I don't know. Like I said, I did enjoy it, but it was kind of at the end of it, it was kind of like okay, I get it. Like the emphasis, like Hera, like dreaming about the stars and stuff, and I'm like. Yeah, we know she loves to fly. We saw 4 seasons of her being like the captain of the motherfucking ship, loving being up there. Like, yeah, we know. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, with that, I feel like a lot with Star Wars, because they did it in the prequels as well, laying groundwork for the original trilogy, was more of like, hey, these feature films and or TV shows are in the future going to be watched chronologically.
Sure. George will tell you himself to watch them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So like
yeah, he does. That's how he's meant to watch them. He just didn't have the technology for the prequels. That's why they came in the order they did.
That's what Lucas says. Yeah. But as far as like
don't disrespect the notorious GL.
Just saying. But this is also the man that said that the Darth Vader trilogy is not necessarily canon. So, right?
Technically, Disney said that George had all that stuff as canon. He even brought Darth Bane into the Clone Wars. He liked those books so much in that writer. Like,
yeah, but I thought the books were actually still extended universe.
Well,
but
George,
also,
they were, but he always
from
said
everything.
Exactly. It was all canon. He goes, basically, in George's world, it was whatever you saw on the screen came first, and then everybody else he allowed to play because they all had to ask him.
Yep, exactly.
If he could write and fill it in.
Because I remember when he asked somebody, I can't remember the author, and I can't remember the book, but it was something post Jedi. Had to ask Lucas if it was okay to kill off Chewbacca.
Yeah, yes. And when they did, when they were doing the prequels,
it's never okay to kill off Chewbacca.
When they were doing the prequels, people wanted to write about the Clone Wars. Like they imagined with and George said, "Nope, hands off. You cannot do anything in the prequel era because I'm developing my prequels." So like Joe said, they let him go to afterward, and that's you can kill Chewbacca, and that's why we get the continuation of Han, Luke, and Leia, and we see the Solo twins, and
but that's also why when they did
with the double-bladed lightsaber,
it was thousands of years before, not directly before.
Yes. Yeah, and then that's why we went back to like the Knights of the Old Republic. You had to expressly run your idea by George, and he'd be like, "Oh, yeah, sounds good." You know what I mean? So like all those old Legends books, he'd go, "No, check it out. I don't like it."
But did you guys know that Dave Filoni has an archive of Malik and Revan animated in Clone Wars?
There's a schematic out there of unfinished Revan. Like he was coming out like before Lucas sold it. There was plans to bring a full on like I don't know if it was a flashback or another but Darth Bane shows up to Yoda.
Bane style.
It was going to be like a Revan showing up that way too, like the apparition or whatever.
There's a now that you have TikTok, Sarah, you could probably find it.
I should have talking.
Is it Darth Babe?
I need to start singing music stuff because I found some funny shit. I knows this.
I'm pretty sure all day long.
I'm pretty sure that I liked it, so I could send it to some of you guys. But it is like very vague. It's very vague.
I don't have TikTok.
It's very vague rendering or rendering. Jesus, it's very vague rendering of the animation.
It's the first. Yeah, it's the first pass. Unfinished schematics.
Yeah, but it looks like
animation.
it
Don't toil
was.
my emotions. Don't toil my emotions.
It looks so. Just so you know, they went as far as to get people. They made the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
They casted Revan and Malik a voice to these characters.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to show it, and then literally last minute, George Lucas was like, "Nah, let's scrap it."
Hold on, you got to do it in the George Lucas voice. You say
no. I'll get rid of it. Get it out of here. I'm sold to fucking Disney. I'm out of here, suckers.
You need to have a combo because.
Wait, Clay. Have you? You said the only Legends you've read is the Darth Bane trilogy, which is fucking awesome, right? Like I told you, he's awesome.
I read all 3, and then I just finished the first one again in 2.5 speed.
Okay, you need to, now that you've read because he referenced him in there. Get the Darth Revan book. I recommended it to Sarah.
Okay,
and now Sarah is a believer.
I have a question.
I still haven't read it.
I have a question though. Spoilers for Darth Bane.
Yes.
The last book.
The Legend Saga.
Yeah. The last.
Just take the headphones off.
Take the headphones off.
Why are you smashing the headphones more into your ears?
Well, no, I'll keep it very vague, but the freaking, it's not even an epilogue. Before the epilogue, something happens to Darth Bane and his apprentice.
Darth Reina.
Well, no longer his apprentice because of the events that happened in that third book. All you see is a shaky hand.
Yes. It's implied.
There's got to be a book that follows that.
Nope.
Which book are you fucking kidding? No.
That's how I felt about Revan. I was like, I need more.
No, there has to be another book after that.
Is
like I said,
Audible?
George was bringing in. He was bringing more of the Bane mythology, and like he let him do it. But like there was, like you know what I mean. There wasn't any immediate plans. So like I said, George, like he didn't could directly oversee things, but everybody brought their ideas from him. He signed off personally on everything. So I like that he did the Bane trilogy. You know what I mean? Like I said, there were some books that he hated Mara Jade. He hated Mara Jade, but he let that shit go and signed off on it and stuff. You know what I mean? Like so.
Okay, hold on. Hold the phone on all the other shit. You're telling me that Darth Bane recreated the rule of 2 because
not
technically
he created,
not recreated. He instituted the rule of 2.
He instituted, but he learned it from Revan.
Kind of.
I just listened to the book again. It was the holocron that taught him.
But doesn't mean that Revan actually put it in place.
Okay.
No, but it was not his original idea.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
No, remember, because you remember in the first one, he goes to the Sith Academy, and he's like an outcast, and he's so far behind, he goes to the libraries, and he learns from the Darths, and Darth Revan in particular. So then when he goes and finds Revan's, he finds Revan's holocron, remember what's Revan say? Because at the time, Revan's still in the time of mass. He led a fucking Sith rebellion. He about took out Coruscant with
which
him and
I will say this. I will say
in the Sith. But I'm just saying, like but you're right. He brought up the things of only have one apprentice because if you have 3 or 4, they will team up. Like that's why the Sith came down. Like he just took all these teachings and he created his own thing. He took it all, and put it in a ball, and put it out there into the rule.
One to have the power of the dark side, and one to have the rule of the dark side, and one to crave it.
One to embody the power. And
one and to embody it. To crave it. So here's the reason why I say this is bullshit. That there's no story afterward. Okay,
there's a story afterwards.
No, there is.
Do you want to know the story afterwards? Do you want to know the story afterwards? It's called Darth Plagueis. It takes place about 900 years after.
Yes, and he's mentioned
bullshit. That is the reason why. That is the reason why, right there. Sorry. I am pointing at you, but my camera is right here. So I call bullshit. The reason why is because the rule of 2, and then we don't catch up on the rule of 2 again until 900 years later. That is bullshit.
No, it's fine. No, that's good because that means the Sith are hiding. They're hiding.
Yes, like
they're doing what they're supposed to.
1,000 years. Remember, Master Yoda or Mace says the Sith haven't been seen for 1,000 years or whatever, and that because there's some sneaky bastards. And
he said it just like that.
Around.
They haven't been seen for 1,000 years or whatever because they're sneaky bastards.
Bane and Xana,
some sneaky motherfuckers out there. Bane and everything, even his lightsaber.
The whole thing. Okay, so Bane and Xana were they say they were hiding for 30 years because that's the whole process of like the movie or
you know
movie,
what? Wait, Joe,
you
bring up a really good point. He really needs to read Plagueis because that is almost the next continue. You kind of see how things. It really gives you more explanation of how the Rule of Two works. That's actually a really good idea, Joe. Yeah, read Plagueis. It'll tell you.
Well, in the
all
timeline, because I
mechanics.
looked it up because I'm sure Greg is about to pull up the timeline of the.
I've got
Greg's head's
timeline
about
right
to
here.
explode.
No, yeah. No. I was just gonna say, I have 6 credits on Audible. I have Path of Destruction, Rule of Two.
Get Path of Destruction.
Okay, Path of
Buy
Destruction, Rule of
every
Two.
single Bane book there is and read it now.
Path
Okay,
of
so
Destruction.
definitely Path of Destruction, Rule of Two. Let's see, there's Star Wars, Darth Plagueis. Should I get that?
Get Plagueis and get
Sorry,
Revan.
I'm old
Get
school. I got-
Plagueis, get Revan. Okay, they're both here. I got.
I've
6
got the,
credits, so
I've got-
I have
I've got the
I have-
hardback, Sarah.
I have Path of Destruction right there.
I have it
Over
on my
here.
bookshelf too. They're
It's
doing
the new
re-releases.
it's
I
the
got
new
it too,
one.
Sarah. Yes, me too. Hashtag me too. Wait, I didn't use that right.
Woo.
Sorry.
I'm still trying to read all
Scratch
the
that in
wrong
record.
stuff though.
All right, Path.
So
of
I got
Destruction.
the
The
new
new
one.
one with the pages that are
Yes.
longer than the cover.
Stop it, Joe. Stop it. Stop it. Let me enjoy this, okay?
Oh no,
Let
dude,
me
those things
enjoy
look
it.
amazing, and I want them all. But
Leave
I already
babies
have
alone.
everything in hardback, so I don't need to buy them all. Like I'm trying to get everything in the hardback.
Okay,
The
but see, I'm
paperbacks
gonna
look
treat
amazing.
I'm
but
gonna
I-
treat these the same way I treat trades. I'm gonna get these, and when they come out with hardcovers, I'm gonna sell this and use that money to buy the hardcover.
Yeah, that's too much work for me. Have you seen my trades? Too much work.
Whatever.
All right, so check it out. I just purchased Plagueis. I just purchased Rule of Two, Path of Destruction. I'm about to get Revan, and then
Well,
I
don't forget Dynasty of Evil.
According to Comic-Con at home, I am
Yeah.
not gonna really be able to have any extra Audible credits for like another year, considering freaking High Republic is going ham right now.
Well, but that's nothing. You know, they kind of released the schedule last year or the year before,
Well, they
knowing
did.
full well that there's going to be like a part 2 or a part 3. Like it's going to be.
I love. Wait.
Building
I
and
love how
building.
Bad Batch devolves into everything, but talking about the fucking Bad Batch. We'll
I was
talk
gonna
about
say, what do we
everything
call a
else
Star Wars squirrel?
We'll talk about
Like
everything
Womp
Star
Rat?
Wars, but Bad Batch.
A womp.
Yeah.
I'm okay with calling it a womp rat.
Yeah, it's a 100%.
100%.
It's a big
I'm
one.
still
Yeah,
trying to
but-
finish this one.
Well,
See, and I am so now.
Yeah.
Nathan will
Nice.
very much tell me to get off of High Republic because he doesn't like it. I am loving
I'm
High
not a huge
Republic right
fan of
now.
High Republic either.
I am loving High Republic. I will
I've
tell you
liked the
this.
2 I've read.
Freaking the Rising Storm, the newest one.
I bought that one. I got that. I just haven't read it yet.
It is Empire Strikes Back for the High
Ooh.
Republic.
Hmm.
100%. It has like
Nice.
oh my god. So I
You
am
said
telling
Rising Storm.
Oh,
Very nice,
that's
Sarah.
something- Greg, next topic. That is what we need to talk about. Oh, well, I mean, technically you haven't freaking watched Rebels, so you don't even care about the character. But
I care. I just don't care as much as you, maybe.
And what
Ezra
trade
is
was this? What did you say, Clay?
No, I don't care about Ezra because I heard how he
Ezra.
did.
Ezra.
Yeah, I said
Ezra-
it. That's right. I said it.
There's a
Because you haven't
possible-
seen it. That's why you can't.
That is the only reason why. But
backtrack it.
there
While
is
you
a
guys argue, I'm
possible-
getting some water.
there is a possible Ezra casting
While we
as well as Thrawn. They announced it today.
Hey, what?
For which
What?
show? For which show?
What?
I'm sorry.
What?
I
For-
stepped away.
The live action.
For
what?
which
For
one?
who?
Ahsoka?
I'm sure it's going to be Ahsoka.
Yeah, Thrawn's coming. She name checked him in Mandalorian season 2
excellent.
specifically for a
Oh, yeah, he's
reason.
definitely
He is coming to
So,
live action.
so I will actually bring it up here.
The guy that did the voice in Rebels is what the leading rumor has been that he's been cast to do the live action. I'm pretty sure the guy that did the
Mhm.
voice. So and they're just gonna
That'd be
paint him up all blue and
Yeah,
just
So
be out
but he
there.
has
It's-
that.
He's got the
Lars,
facial structure, right?
Lars,
He-
what's his name? Lars.
Oh damn it! Sarah,
Very
you're driving.
long
You're
thin
yes,
face.
you're on it. He's got a long face. He looks like he could
Yeah.
play the live action version.
Version. Well, here, real quick, because we haven't got past the first episode yet. Only points I wanted to talk about was that there's only 4 seats in the shuttle, and Omega's there. She has no seat to sit in, and there had to have been 5 seats there when Crosshair was there. So I have no idea why they only have 4 seats in the shuttle.
He sat in the back.
I don't know what's going on with Hauser. Is he a character in Rebels? Do we ever see him again, or do
He's in
he
Clone
make a big
Wars.
sacrifice?
Yeah,
You see him in Clone Wars on the Ryloth episodes.
No, I get that, but this is after Clone Wars.
Barely.
Well, yeah, barely, but,
But
it's still
at the
after
same
Clone
time,
Wars.
I have.
What I'm
I
saying
have,
is, do we ever see that character again?
Oh,
is he
no.
a character?
No.
Okay, so
I
he's
have
probably
thoughts
died.
about Hauser. This is after Order 66,
Right? And they
Clearly.
said some could resist.
Is Hauser resisting that order? Because he has too much personality in these episodes.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
I
so
think
too.
he
also has
Because
helmet off
he's
too much.
very bad batchy.
Well, this is where they kind of shot themselves in the foot, or with watching him is. We always understood Order 66 to be to like wipe them out, to be like the good soldier. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
To like you be the good soldier and stuff. But with Crosshair,
Good
they showed that
soldiers
they
follow orders.
with the
Mhm.
Crosshair they showed that they could just turn it up. So where some of them turned out like now the waters are all murky because shouldn't he just automatically be like following? You know what I mean? Like all the rest of them, there's only a few handful of humans in there. The rest are still clone cadets that they're all white suits now. They've taken all the color out, no more tattoos. They got the uniform military haircut. And they, like you said, good soldiers follow orders. But you got some of these first generations that are still out there, you know, rocking their stripes and their tats and all that stuff. So it's all murky now. I used to think I
But
had a
wouldn't
line
he
on
have
it, and
the
now I
chip?
don't.
With the chip, not because it's almost like he doesn't have a chip.
I think they would have focused on a scar on his head. Like I think that's
But
something
that's
that
what I'm
was
saying.
removed.
But the
Yeah.
way he acted, it was almost like he didn't have a chip because any of the other ones
Yeah,
that had a
you're
chip, it
right.
was automatically,
Well,
the Order
and you see,
66
he had
when they
friends
were
lay
doing
down.
it.
Two
He had
things too.
Couple
Two
lay
things.
down. What?
Yeah. One, remember they did mention that some were able to resist Order 66.
True.
Rex said that. And two,
True.
we don't even know if there were Jedi there during Order 66 when they were on Ryloth.
Yeah.
We don't
So-
know that
Yeah,
because
but they
the
still would've got
order
the
was
order,
to
though.
execute the Jedi, not to execute, what do you call Rylothians? That
Right.
race.
Twi'leks.
So-
Relics.
Ryloth, yeah.
Twi'leks.
Yeah, like so if there were no Jedi there, then they would have just been carrying on business as usual until Captain
Sure.
Dickhead showed up and tried to
But
they
they
they would-
still would have got the order, and the order is. I mean, Order 66 was to execute Jedi, but ultimately to follow the Emperor.
which they were doing up to
So-
that point,
Yeah,
So
But it seems like they would still want kind of like the way Crosshair is because the Bad Batch, since they're not executing the order, it's like if you don't follow orders, then you're automatically they're going to go after you. So it seems like to me, if he was going to follow,
Defective hardware.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
let's move on to this week's episode. Last thing I want to say about this one is they show a shot of Crosshair and his new crew, and I'm calling them the Batter Batch because their costumes look Stormtrooper uniforms look way awesome, way better. All right, we get to Infested, and this is the one where I'm saying that Sid's a badass. Like y'all are saying you're tired of Sid. I think Sid's a badass. We described her as kind of a Roseanne character from before.
she seems
but I
like a
think she's
real
more-
permanent kind of character.
I think she's more like Yoda.
Really?
She saves her energy for when she needs to use it, but when she uses it, she's a badass. She was pumping the little train cart thing, and she was doing the rappelling and everything, and I was like, okay,
And that's what
Sid.
kind of threw me off because I wouldn't peg her for one to actually do anything.
Well, she's a mini
Yeah.
Godzilla without a tail. It's like she better be strong even for being old. Like, you know what I'm saying?
She
She's
looks
straight
like
up
the
Godzilla.
grandma off Dinosaurs. You remember the show Dinosaurs?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
that's what she reminds me of the
Yes.
most. Is the grandma off Dinosaurs.
Man, by the way, wait.
Earl?
Since you brought that up, let's put a pin in this. Let's put that has one of the darkest fucking series finales in TV fucking history. You guys ever seen that shit? First of all, like it's getting cold and it's like ice aging and they're coming in and they're barely surviving. And then like they look out the window and a fucking meteor comes that smashes the planet and wipes the dinosaurs out.
Earl.
Holy shit, we spent 2 or 3 seasons loving this kid. Yeah, not the mama, loving the baby. And you literally wiped out the entire fucking race of dinosaurs at the end of the show. Holy shit. Watch
That's
that. I'm
the
telling
90s
you, it's some
for you.
dark
That's
shit.
way they
It's some
that way they
dark
can't
shit.
get a sequel. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay, unpin it. Let's go
Greg,
again. Sorry, Greg, you just
Did
brought
you
that
actually
up.
watch it as it
Struck
came
me.
on ABC?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Oh, yeah.
I loved that show as a kid. I
Mhm.
loved it.
Yeah.
Of course, you were like 5, but that's fine.
Fun fact, I got a guy that works with me, and he wears a red plaid shirt. But like, I swear to God, me and my other buddy, we call him Dino Dad from that show. Because like
Nice.
the way
Just
he's
call
kind of
him
like
Earl.
bigger, and he walks slouched over and stuff. So we call him Dino Dad. And like, okay, that's an inside joke at work, but it's hilarious. If I showed you guys a picture and put it up next to him, you'd be like, "Oh my God, it is him."
Love it.
All right. So in this episode, Infested, it starts out Roland is taking over Ord Mantell. And let me tell you something. If you're going to be in Star Wars, I know all of y'all have done this at some point in time. Go onto a website where you can create your own Star Wars name, blah, blah, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine if you went to a create your own Star Wars name website and it popped out fucking Roland? How lame is that? Guess what your Star Wars name is? Roland. We've got Ahsoka Tano and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn. And you're Roland. Like, seriously?
We have a
not
Luke
anybody whose name is Luke Skywalker, at least.
You're right.
Badass name. Roland Duran. Roland Duran is his name.
So here's the thing: like Roland actually is a pretty strong name. Roland's the main protagonist of the Dark Tower series.
No. Roland as itself is a strong name. Roland in Star Wars. So a Star Wars name is not a strong Star Wars name. You got to have at least 3 syllables to have a strong Star Wars name. You know? Just saying.
Be like Nathan Battlestar or something. Yeah, get in there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. But I don't know. I just thought about that when I saw it. I was like, wow, what a lame ass name for Star Wars. Not knocking anybody's Roland, don't come after me. I don't, but
can you imagine
for
that
Star
you're
Wars.
Anakin Skywalker and you're out there walking around, you're the baddest motherfucker wielding the Force, and they're out there calling you Annie, going, "Motherfucker, you called me Annie one more time, I'll Force choke the shit out of you."
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the one that was calling him Annie was the one he was force choking every night.
That's
true.
True. Hey, I like that one.
Joe.
Oh, I got to record. Yeah, she said that at 5104.
Ah,
I got some Nathans down too. Nathan. I gotta go. But yeah, let's see. So Roland's taken over.
I think
Ord Mantell.
somebody had mentioned Roland being the guy that Ezra meets in Rebels.
Right here. Mm-hmm.
That is actually incorrect. The one that he works with in Rebels is Vizago.
It is Vizago. You're right.
And the horns are different. Like it's
on a different side.
Skipping to the end, Roland gets one of his horns chopped off. Vizago's it's still there, but it's like smaller, and it's on the other side.
All right,
so I had to look that up.
That's what I thought. Good. I'm glad you did, because I was going in thinking like we saw the origin story for him, and I was like, well, that's fucking out of left field that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
And I get it. We've seen a lot of broken horse. All right, so does that mean Berg? You remember from Mandalorian, the big red dude, like Berg? He had both. Didn't he have like both his horns sheared off, or was it just one? So, like, was he in real bad trouble? Or am I thinking like Hellboy?
I was trying to remember that too.
Berg was missing one or missing 2 or something. No, or did he?
Didn't Mando take his off?
From the door, like man, I can't. You know what? That just means I need to watch Mandalorian.
I know, right?
Again. Oh darn!
Like a good excuse.
Yeah,
some of the best Star Wars in a very, very long time. Darn! Twist my arm.
And listen to this. I got a buddy of mine that's just starting Mandalorian. I'm like, where the hell have you been?
I got a couple friends just starting Titans.
Oh.
But in their defense,
in
if you didn't have DC Universe before they merged with HBO Max, you wouldn't have known about it beforehand. So
did you tell them power through those terrible?
I did. I warned them. I said end of season 1, end of season 2 is horrible. You could probably skip it if you wanted to, but it's we're going to talk about
Berg had both his horns.
Did he? Okay,
yep.
Even after the door hit him, after the.
I thought he lost at least.
Well, give me a minute. Let me double check. You guys keep talking.
Yeah.
Just watch the
like I said, maybe I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm thinking Hellboy all of a sudden out of nowhere. But I swear I remember like one of them.
Hellboy, he like kept his down, but I could swear that
he
like
purposely kept his down.
Yeah, he did. He just didn't want to turn into like a devil monster.
I could swear that when Mando took them all out, I could swear that he took those horns.
Give me a second. I'm working on it.
He's looking that up. I got a question. The Pikes. Where have I heard that before?
So Pike Syndicate. Solo and in Clone Wars. That's who Maul. Maul's got one of those underneath his control, the Pike Syndicate. When he brings the Hutt cartel in, and there's a third one, and then the Hutts leave, obviously, because they go off, but he still has the Pikes and Black Spire, and the one that Kira does, like they're friends with the Pikes. Okay.
So I know I've heard it before. I just didn't know where I heard it from. So.
If I remember correctly, and Katie would know more than I do, but I think right now in canon, like the Pikes are the biggest peddlers of spice. Like I think they control the planets with it. I'm pretty like they always seem to be running spice, and maybe that's just by design or whatever. But I think they're like your big spice pushers because I think they have a field, a planet. I don't know how spice works in Star Wars, but I know they always got some.
Yeah. What did we think about the Hive in this one? It's one of those situations where they're going in there like, you can't wake the Hive. I'm like, okay, well, that means they're definitely going to wake the Hive.
Why you always have some bugs? Why's always got to be bugs?
They were kind of like purple parademons.
I don't give a shit. They're still bugs.
It's
gross. Ew.
Little purple mini parademons. I didn't mind them. I'd be afraid to be in that whole situation with them, but I like how they have a tech makes that light bomb real quick.
Absolutely.
Which doesn't tell anybody, cover your eyes. He just throws it down there. Yeah, hey guys, I know you're out there. Don't worry about covering your eyes. You know?
Yeah. You don't need to say anything.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like Berg's horns got clipped a little bit from the doors. They're still there, but like the tips had come off.
Yeah, just the tip, right, guys?
Just the tip.
Hashtag how many times we heard.
Let me write that down.
Notice I didn't comment.
I get it. Hey, Sarah's heard,
but you smiled. I saw you. All right. Anyway, back to Star Wars. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else about this episode? I mean, this one seemed a little bit like a filler. That I don't know what you would progress the story for with this one in. It didn't have any Crosshair in the last episode. Crosshair wanted to go hunt them.
I can see Roland coming back maybe in like season 2, and because Omega stood up for him, helped him out, and be an ally to them later on, I can see that. Other than that, having them get Sid's bar back. Okay, whatever.
I feel like there is a little underlying. It might not be like hit you over the head, but it's almost like a caper type.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those that it seems insignificant now,
right?
But it's going to come back later.
I'm sure,
and we'll make this important. Similar to like last
but
week,
I just feel like it had a little bit more direction than some of the other ones had.
Oh, gotcha. I gotcha. Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, it's even though it might not be a blatant story, it's still like an underlying current of, okay, this is the Bad Batch. This is like how they're kind of surviving right now, the things they're doing. And
yeah, they literally they're working job to job. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm fully expecting next week Kitster, Anakin's friend from the pod racer. I'm fully expecting
bring him back.
So all about Kitster, since this is just
I'm here.
Unfortunately, this is the cameo of the week show. Like I feel like like somebody they're like you're gonna see somebody's coming back. Like the Pikes were the cameo this week. They're like, remember these motherfuckers?
And they will never run out of cameos, buddy.
Nope.
That's the thing.
That's what hit me when I saw Syndulla, because I was like Champ
Ben
Syndulla.
Quadranero.
He looks familiar. Where have I seen him?
Well, you're gonna have a flashback to
His
Ben
son.
Quadranero,
flashback,
and then he's gonna blow up. Okay, so we're gonna find out that he was somebody's son, and he was a great guy that just happened to be a terrible, terrible racer. Like it's gonna all make sense, guys.
You know what? I'm glad they never brought into Star Wars time travel.
Oh,
you haven't seen Rebels?
Oh no! Oh no! Dang it, I won't like Rebels. I feel like time travel ruins everything.
Look, hold on. Time travel doesn't ruin everything. If you do it correctly,
do it correctly.
But it's not. That's
tricky.
I mean, would you really consider it time travel? I mean, it's more like a.
Well,
I know what y'all are talking about. That's a little different than time travel.
I don't think it's necessarily time travel. It might be like.
But they Loki'd it. They pulled her out and made a variant. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Ezra was
not that they made the variant and was pulling people. Straight up pulled her out. I mean,
yeah.
Oh look, here's the door. Come through the door.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't need to be here anymore? All right, go back through this door. She just literally blipped out of existence for 5 minutes.
Well, look, with Bad Batch here, it's we only got a few episodes left, and it's shaping up to be exactly what I was saying it was going to be, where Crosshair is going to be the underlying big bad and the whole show. And it looks like now, with 4 or 5 episodes left, he's now set out to hunt.
This is 12. This would be 4 left. Do we think these 4 are going to be like one big story, or are we going to get like the last?
I think you'll get the last. I think you'll get the last 3
3
as one big story.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's a Clone Wars style where 3 of them will connect.
Okay.
I think the next episode will be like the penultimate for what would be like one big hour and a half long
Gotcha.
story. Yeah. Which, by the way, these episodes this week were slightly longer than they normally are. So normally it started out like 22 minutes, then it got 24.
They're up to like 28 now. Yeah.
Yeah. So of course,
I
like 4 minutes as credits in the intro, but
yeah.
But yeah, they are getting longer, and we're getting closer to the end. So they better make me like Omega soon, or I'm just gonna keep watching until I'm just gonna keep watching.
I don't even know.
Like there's only 4 episodes left.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. Well, what y'all want to talk about next? Y'all want to do Loki finale?
Sure.
Finish that up.
Sure.
Let's go ahead and wrap that one up. We've covered this whole show.
Finish it off.
Loki finale leaves me with some questions but I think that was what it was kind of supposed to do. It was definitely a weird ending. I've got some little factoids here that my friend sent me this morning about Loki that I'll bring up. But Sarah, give me your thoughts first. Give me some Loki thoughts. How did it end for you?
Not to skip ahead, but the very last scene you saw after the end credit, I'm like, okay, I'm good with that. Because even despite how I felt like after seeing this, because it was just a total, I didn't really know what to expect. But
Jeebus.
Are you about to have more of that?
Mm-hmm.
And y'all talk about my dogs. I don't want to hear it. I mean, it has some resolution for me. I mean, but it's like one of those resolutions where it just opens up something more. And I think it's just more of that lead into the multiverse of madness, with Doctor Strange. And I'm hoping maybe that's how it's going to lead in to maybe, the second season of Loki. But still, I don't know. The lady Loki, I still don't like her.
You don't like Sylvie? Interesting.
I don't like her. I'm like, lady, build a bridge and get over it. What do you think you're going to do?
Right.
What do you think you're going to accomplish by causing all kinds of craziness?
I mean, her whole goal was to go take out the people that ruined her life.
It was.
She completed her goal,
and they did not need this.
And so, okay, they didn't, because I'm still not sure if that's like sex or masturbation or some weird incest. I still don't know what's going on.
And actually, here's the thing: that wasn't a kiss of like passion or kiss of love.
Oh, yeah.
It was a kiss to distract him.
Yeah,
it was a kiss nonetheless. I don't give two shits because Loki's all like, he has these little.
Well, he's got feelings for himself, which again makes it just masturbation. So when they kissed. Like he's like, okay, cool, this is great. He feels something, but she is
I bet he did.
moving, and she like turns him to then get to the thing that she needs. It was a distraction. Because
I get that.
Obviously, because we saw the show.
But my thing is, it's like the void, the end of time is nothing but Loki's. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, that's all that survived. No, it's not that. It's not that. That's what is only there. They're the only ones that survived because Lokis are smart enough to survive. That's all they do. They survive.
Okay,
they
my biggest problem.
They survive.
They survive. They lose, but they survive. They said it in the episode. Go ahead, Nathan. Sorry.
No, my biggest problem was if I had to hear that motherfucker talk with a mouthful of apple again, I was gonna reach through my screen and punch him in the fucking throat.
Dude, no, fuck that.
That was so obnoxious. Like he was. And I'm not saying it's like it was like you could understand it, but I almost had to turn subtitles because I can't. What are you fucking doing? One time is fine, but then he takes another just fucking megabyte of the half the apple and keeps talking.
Jonathan Majors ate up the scene, and I loved it. The minute he came on screen, I'm like.
When he stopped eating the fucking apple,
I watched it with subtitles. I watch everything with subtitles, so it didn't bother me as much.
When he stopped eating that apple, sure, he did suck it up. But I was like, I said this before. I felt like it was a weird lackluster finale for what the season had been to just be an all dialogue show. But I get what they were doing; they were setting it up, and I hope that the Conqueror version of Kang is better than this weird, quirky apple.
It's he who remains.
Well, they're trying to say that this version is the best version because all the other versions are like absolute nightmares.
Well, it's not that he's the best version; he's the version that was smart enough to.
I was going to say he was
the other ones.
He was the smartest one to survive.
Yes.
But he wasn't the original. People need to remember that also.
He was a variant.
He referenced himself several different ways which leads to believe that he was not the original.
But that's just still a weird concept to me. That's just still a weird concept. I don't know. It's just with the whole time travel thing, but now it's like all these different
he's ever done a
versions.
version of himself.
Here's my thing.
Holy shit!
And he said to himself in the episode, it's like, you guys can kill me, and then we're gonna have more versions, and I'm gonna end up back here. My thinking is, this is always happening. Every single time, every event that's happened in the MCU is just a constant loop, and he is trying to convince Sylvie and Loki to change this, and that's why he said, like, you have to go through the journey to get here, and eventually.
So you think we're going to see the exact same scene?
I think we're going to see the multiversal war that did everything. I think that's the multiversal war that he was talking about in the beginning. Like, the multiversal war we're going to get is what we got in the beginning, and it's just a constant loop.
I don't think so.
See,
I think that he cared enough to get Loki and Sylvie involved. That, although, I mean, it's very hard to say. I will say that
here's my thinking. Because
he's a character that cannot be trusted.
Well, correct. But my thinking of this is he knew when they were going to try to attack him and kill him because he's already lived through it.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes back again. All right, so I know they're going to try this one. Boop, I'm over here. All right, now they're going to try to kill me there. Boop, I'm over there. Because every time it comes to this, they kill him, starts all over again.
I think you're going down the right path, Joe. I'm more of.
Are you going to remember millions of years? Are you going to remember millions of years?
Think about it. If you can live millions of years and live those lives, of course you can.
Here's Edge of Tomorrow. That's all I got to say. It happens. All right, people.
There you go.
Thank you.
Here's my thing, though. I think that he can continually live that life up to that point where he is trying to convince them to take over for the reason of changing things. And up to that time, it ended the same way every time, repeated itself and kept going. There's one point in this show where he says, I don't know what happens next.
Mm-hmm.
And
because I think he crosses the threshold.
I think that's the point they cross the threshold, and the Lokis make a different move than they ever have before. Right?
Yes.
Because why else would you not know what happens next?
So are you saying that there's going to be so the threshold will move every time they interact with them?
No, I think that after this time, there's a possibility there will never be another interaction. They've changed what he's repeated and lived his entire time.
See, because that contradicts what Joe was saying.
Yeah, I'm saying this. So every time Loki's
That's why I hate time travel. I hate time travel especially.
Yes, every time Loki and Sylvie shows up, they kill him. He knows when he's going to get killed. That's why he's able to jump out of the way. He has crossed the threshold. That means from the last time he was killed, now it's all new. Now it's all fresh. He doesn't know what's going to happen.
So the next time
when it happens again, it'll come to that point again, and then
the next time he's going to be like, all right, so I know you guys go fight. So I'm going to wait here until
you're not Loki. You're going to be moved away, Joe. And Sylvie, it'll be your decision.
Yeah, Joe, something like that.
Have you ever seen Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise?
Dude, I love that movie. It's a good movie.
Okay, so you get to the point where Tom, when he's sitting there, Tom Cruise, and she's like, "Come on, let's go," and he stops, and he's like, "No, we never make it past there. I've tried this, I've tried that, I've tried." Like, literally watch that movie, and it's the explanation for what Joe's talking about, because they have time to slow down and break it down. Because he knows that he's died 20, 30, 40, 50
there
times
is
trying to do the same thing.
So I guess it's different in the TVA and at the end of time, which is where they're technically at. Where is he reborn?
In the quantum realm, outside of space and time.
Because, like I said, how could he remember those millions of years? Because what you're talking about, Edge of Tomorrow, that is 3 days.
One fixed point that just keeps popping off.
It's maybe 3 days.
Wait. But he hasn't. Listen. Do you not remember how Doctor Strange defeated Dormammu? Dormammu, I've come to bargain, kill, spin back.
Yes,
only
but
so
that's
far.
An even smaller amount of time.
But he's so far out of space. How do you know that he doesn't get to the office part where Loki comes in and like the first swipe, he gets his throat cut? Okay, rewind 10 minutes, get back. We watch that. I dodge that cut. Well, then she sidesteps and hits me in the gut. Rewind back to that fucking right before they come in the doors. It could be the exact same thing. We don't know. Like I said, look at Doctor Strange. He put a time loop on. It was 10 seconds. He'd get killed. Boom. He'd come right back. I mean, they've given us the mechanics in this world before. And I'm not saying that's what they're going with, but they've given us something to go on.
I would say it's Miss Minutes that is keeping track of everything. Say.
Yeah, and she's probably the one that can spin it back on her face. Like her face probably spins. You know what I mean? It's Superman. It's Superman all over again, just spinning the Earth backwards.
Miss Minutes is probably the most terrifying character in that entire show.
I loved how the show went from
hey there,
to a horror movie real quick. Speaking of which, I was thinking about this because I rewatched the episodes yesterday, and the first episode is almost like a comedy, and that's like what we had with the trailer. The trailer kind of made it out like it's gonna be a fun like
your average MCU
anytime,
buddy cop like TV show, and then by the second episode, it's like it's something completely different. And my girlfriend, I told this to her, and she's like, that's a really good point. The first episode is literally just getting they're washing out the Joss Whedon because that Loki is from the Avengers.
You better you better scrub that through again to get more of that, get all that Whedon out of there. You better run it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you're taking the Joss Whedon comedy and getting rid of it to give you this new character. The character we got in Dark
listen.
World,
you want to hear a theory that
Ragnarok.
I heard? You want to hear a theory that I heard, and I think it actually lines up well. Okay, so by the time from the first Avengers, from where we see Loki take that Tesseract, like technically that's 2012. You know what I'm saying? They just defeated the Iron Man just sent the fucking nuke through. You know what I'm saying? That right there. From that point on to where the MCU is now at the end of Endgame is 11 years. Okay. That's 11 years. Well, there was somebody that said that like Loki, like the theory is that because you know how in the quantum realm everything's outside of space and time. Scott, like Janet Van Dyne, is in there for years. You know what I mean?
And she's in there for years, but ages appropriately.
But she got different powers from weird stuff. But Scott, when he was in there, it's been years, and it's only been like 10 minutes for him. So what I'm saying is that the TVA is in the quantum is in the quantum realm, and that all this like Loki happening. That this is all happened in a week or whatever, but that so this Loki could jump into 2023. Like it's been 11 years in our time because time moves differently. So like it's been a couple hours or a week or whatever, you know what I mean? Because like Ant-Man said, it had been how many years for them?
Which is why there's a lot of theories out there that Loki will be that Loki will be a part of Love and Thunder.
Oh, I would love that.
There's.
I mean, I'm probably not gonna watch it.
That would be my only reason to watch it.
What is this?
It's very blurry.
I can't read it. Yeah, I'll have to read it out to y'all. I had
something. Who is from?
This is from one of my friends, man, who was talking to me about Loki today, and I'll just actually read out to you the stuff he sent me, and then I'll post the other one right here real quick because he had some pretty good stuff to say, but I'll post that afterwards. Let me stop this. Okay, so he shared some articles with me, and it said so. This is from a hand banana 666. I'm not sure what.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, he said so. There's branches, right, which is like the alternative reality. But then something you see very subtle. But at the very last shot, you see in the multiverse, there's like basically other bigger physical timeline branches. So it's almost like a different separate trees that are now connecting. It's almost like a bridge. If you imagine the branch, it's like another reality. But if the branch extends beyond a certain point, then it'll connect to other physical timelines. The last shot that's the last shot they did. So there are others that are thicker branches that are meant to be like a timeline, and the only timelines that are like the connector branches are the connectors, basically. That's kind of hard to follow, yeah. But I don't know a lot about that. Like
the Yggdrasil tree, almost like from Thor. Is that kind of like what they're saying? Because
yes and no. So think of it. Think of it this way in the sense of the MCU, okay? The sacred timeline is from
our trunk. Oh, yeah.
The sacred timeline is basically from Captain America, the First Avenger, all the way to Loki. Well, technically, the furthest one we had seen is
Spider-Man.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Time to that point.
No, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Well, technically
Spider-Man takes place 8 months after Endgame. All these shows have taken place in between.
Right.
Spider-Man
that's true.
That's true.
So far from home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, far from home.
So think of it in this way. Okay. Every branch is one of those movies, and then every twig from those branch are small little alterations of those movies.
No. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking with all of that on there, that means you've got your Daredevil from Netflix that's canon.
That's what I'm saying.
You have
that's
your
what
Blade movies that are canon. You have your
that's what I'm
Fantastic
saying.
Fours, your X-Men. All those are technically
those
in
are
the multiverse.
branching because of technically the Fox merger with Disney. But that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
you know what I mean.
I'm saying smaller scale, but then I was going to explain because of that. Okay. Look at it now as just the Marvel movies in general. Every branch is a Marvel movie.
In there.
Yeah. You technically could, because the cartoon series What If is definitely a part of the MCU, and it's because of the end of Loki.
Oh, I meant the '90s cartoons. I meant the Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Yeah, but because you're adding animation into the MCU, you can now technically add animation from other properties into the MCU sacred timeline branches of the multiverse.
Yeah.
So you can see alterations of those shows, movies, TV shows, whatever, into those little twigs.
Yeah. My other question about Loki, the thing that bothered me was trying to pinpoint the timeline, or like when this was. And I know you were just talking about this a moment ago. And the second part of that, what he was showing me was, it says Loki's isn't happening at any time. When they're in the TVA, the Void, the Citadel, they're outside of time. And when they are in time, the timeline, they are all over the place. It's impossible to place it. The only spot you can do is the start of it, since it begins in the end game, alternate 2012. I don't know if that answers for me when this happens, but I guess the answer is it's just
Disney has given this statement. This takes place before, technically, canonically wise, in the sense of watching these shows and movies before WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
Because technically that is yes.
Well, that doesn't make any sense though. How does it?
Because you're following the events of Endgame.
You follow
when he leaves.
But he doesn't leave in the events of Endgame. He leaves in the events of Avengers, the first movie.
But
yes,
but
this is exactly what that's exactly what Joe was explaining in the GOA chat today.
Dude,
so I will give the Cliff Notes version of this. Okay, so you have Endgame. Endgame is its own movie. It has its own allotted time of a beginning and the end, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But there are technically separate timelines within that movie. They jump back to 2012, which is technically the first Avengers movie, but it is a different timeline because events changed in that time.
But I thought that was the whole purpose of them returning the Infinity Stones.
Right, Cap went back and proved all those, so that's not a different timeline.
But Cap returned the Infinity Stone. He didn't return the Tesseract. The Tesseract is gone. That's why they had to jump back to 1970.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Look.
Okay. I'm picking up what you're laying down.
So remember, it wasn't the Infinity Stones that technically makes variants. The TVA has told us going home late can make you a variant. Walking your dog on the left side of the road can make you a variant. Anything can make you a variant. So you have to then say that the disappearance of the Tesseract made a variant timeline.
Sure.
Okay.
So because of that, that is mainly why the TVA goes after Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything that the Avengers do in order to get back to 2023 to fight Thanos or to snap everybody back into existence is supposed to happen per the TVA. But
they do say that even that the Avengers and Endgame, that was all supposed to happen when they Thanos or something. They said that was according to plan or whatever.
Yeah.
Renslayer says that or whatever.
Yeah.
Those events were supposed to transpire.
But the events that anybody else takes into their own hands is not supposed to happen, aka Loki. So when he took the Tesseract from 2012, that was a different 2012 because of what the Avengers did. So,
guys, we're getting Secret Wars, okay? Just be ready for yourself. Secret Wars is coming.
But that is within Endgame. That takes place within the movie Endgame. Yeah. So that is why Loki takes place after Endgame. Or so you could say during and after.
Okay.
WandaVision
but the TVA's outside of time and space. It could technically take place anywhere because he doesn't even have his powers. Fucking Infinity Stones are paperweights. They're fucking paperweights.
That Loki did not leave the timeline until the 2023 Avengers came back.
No, I get what you're saying. But technically, while they're in the TVA and all that jumping back and forth through time, who knows when it could be? Because it could move. Because even Mr. Wow himself says, "Well, time works differently here."
Yes, but you don't have the power. We have to remember also.
If you go and watch Loki after you watch the first Avengers movie, you're going to be confused. It doesn't make sense. You need the events of Endgame.
I get what you're saying. I totally get it.
You can't watch Loki.
Well, but so you're just talking about
you gotta watch it later.
You're right, and what you're talking about makes sense, but isn't that only in the order of hearing the story?
Wait.
It's not necessarily the order of how it happens, but it's just the order of how you have to hear the story.
It is the order of how it happened.
You know what? You could be absolutely right, because when this happens, the end of Wanda, she's hearing her kids from another dimension. Her kids don't fucking exist. She evaporated them. She's hearing them from another timeline. Because she's a Nexus event, and she can technically flow through every single one of those branches. There's a Wanda there, so Scarlet Witch can flow through every one of those timelines. Yeah. And she hears her kids from another reality somehow, because the magical one, not the fast one, but the what I'm talking about. Yeah, so like he can, what I'm saying. The magic, not the, she got the twins, not the fast one, but the one that's got like powers like her or whatever. The one that's projecting it, like he's somehow connected.
Billy.
Yeah, he's crying out for her, and she's hearing it with the Darkhold. That's how she's gonna start jumping realities to find her kids. Is my speculation. Is she's hearing her kids from another branch, another timeline? Because like I said, we watched her end all that shit. She sucked her vision up and everything, put it all back inside her body. Like she just sucked all that shit back in, and they were gone.
Exactly.
So that makes sense. That when Loki happens, sparks all this shit up, and then she's sitting out there in the cabin, she's reading the Darkhold, and all of a sudden somehow she connects, and boom, she hears those other timelines.
Now, coincidentally, just because I posted it in the GUA, there was a lot of people that were saying, "Oh, the ending of WandaVision when Scarlet Witch becomes the Scarlet Witch, at that exact moment was when they crossed the threshold in Loki." And the director,
which is so cool.
It's a really cool coincidence, but the director herself for Loki said, "No, that's not what we were intending. It just happened to look cool in a edited video." Like,
yeah, and it does. And having the same timestamp, it's just like, oh, Marvel knows
because
no, I don't care if it does. If they actually don't do it, it's a fun little thing. It means
and
nothing.
Because a lot of people,
nothing. It's just fun to see.
The terminology has not been used, but Nathan has used it tonight. As far as the MCU goes, is Scarlet Witch and Loki are both Nexus beings.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
like that is something that is canonically real in Marvel Comics. Mm-hmm. So, like for them, like for the editor of that video to be like, "Oh, she's a Nexus being, so she could manipulate timelines and dimensions and things like that," it would totally make sense, but it's just a coincidence.
In Doctor Strange, we've got American Chavez coming in, and she's the chick that can literally, her power is to walk through fucking timelines and different realities. So it's all heading there. All those branches we saw that split off, and her hearing her kids, and then Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Spider-Man's even going to start it open a little bit with somehow he's going to find other Spider-Mans. You know what I mean? It's going to be like the Spider-Man family. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like it's going to like it's gonna all happen. I don't know. I think of Friends every time when I hear that, because Phoebe is all like, "Oh, Spider-Man." He's like, "It's not fucking Pete Spider-Man. It's it's Peter Parker. It's Spider-Man." I don't know. I just think
it's gonna be, the movies are gonna be cool because they've opened up so much. Mm-hmm. Like the next few a handful of movies.
Oh,
It's gonna be
Secret
really cool
Wars
to
is
watch.
absolutely coming. Whether it's Space
Secret
Force,
Wars is gonna be
big,
fun.
Yes,
big,
it
Well,
is.
it's Secret
And
Wars
that's how we're gonna
is
get-
already
that's how
going to
we're
be
gonna
a
get shit in
Disney
Flynn.
Plus show or a Disney Plus movie.
Yep.
I think is what they've announced. So
A
It's
movie? I
gotta
thought
be
it
at
was gonna be a
this
show.
point, right?
it's going to be a
yeah,
show.
limited
It's
series,
been
whatever.
announced. Yeah, it's been announced. It's coming to Disney Plus. It's just a matter of when. So
Yeah.
I think 20,
No, Secret
22,
Invasion. No,
23?
no. Secret Invasion's coming to Disney Plus, not Secret Wars. Secret
Oh,
Wars
that's
is
true.
the
That is
multiverse
true.
You're
coming
right.
in.
Okay.
That is
Okay,
true.
okay.
Yep.
That is true.
Mhm.
Too many secrets in Marvel.
Sorry.
Jesus.
I want to
Yeah.
share this real quick. These are a few more
yeah,
bullet
share it with
points
me.
that my friend Ross is telling me about. He's going to be on this show eventually.
Ross.
So let's see.
Rick
He's
Ross.
got. I guess I got to read these two. Can y'all
yeah,
read
what are
those?
you doing?
I
We
can
got
read
it.
this.
didn't know if y'all could read
Noticed
them or
this
not. I'll just
before
stop
I
it.
ever found it on Reddit. Changes were weaponized versions of Eliath.
Eliath. Yeah, here, I'll stop it and I'll read them to you. Yeah, so that was one of the things he sent to me was just some tidbits and fan theories. Is that the charges are weaponized versions of Eliath. Do y'all know anything about that? Does it make any sense to y'all? Because I haven't heard anything about this. These are just things, theories, and fan stuff he sent me.
No idea.
Yeah. Kate Herron is not returning for season 2 as of now. There's a season 2. I didn't know they'd already confirmed a season 2.
You didn't watch
Did
it?
Did
not
you
watch
not
the
watch the
mid-credit
post credit?
I never watched the post-credit scenes in TV shows.
Greg,
It's you're not okay. I'm gonna tell you
it's
what happened.
literally right
They
there on your phone or on
They
your
showed
computer.
a folder.
You just
They showed a
fast
folder
forward.
with a stamp that said Loki will return in season 2. Boom! I just saved you 14
Yeah, that's-
seconds.
There you go. That's all. It's like I don't have to wait through 7. No, because Loki had like 7.5 minutes of credits.
10-minute credits.
Okay,
just
yeah,
to fuck
exactly.
with
Very
you.
fast
That was
forward.
why I didn't wait for Loki credits because it had like 10-minute credits.
At the end of every episode of every Marvel show so far, I have grabbed that little freaking dot and fast forwarded it to see what the hell is happening. And when
guess
I
we
don't
should do
see
that.
anything as far as extra footage, I stop it. But I make sure that there is no scene before I actually stop it.
All right, so there we go.
right.
Let's see. There were some Planet of the Apes and Adam and Eve connections to the series.
Yes.
The apple of
I can see that.
creation or whatever it is, like him eating that since basically he was the beginning of the time. Like that's like an Adam and Eve reference and like the you know what I mean, like it's the apple of worship. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's like, you know what I'm saying, like
It's
like the
it's
apple of
the-
creation basically.
yeah, it's the sacred apple from
Mhm.
Adam and Eve,
Mhm.
the forbidden fruit that Eve was not supposed to pluck from the tree. Yeah.
And then it also did like a Doctor Strange. People were like, I heard another podcast being like, that apple was a shout out to Doctor Strange where he was doing time travel on it. And I was like, well, that seems like the weirdest callback ever to connect
That's a
to.
super-
But
yeah.
okay, I think
I
that's
mean,
just a fucking coincidence.
Again, coincidence. But as
Mhm.
far as the Planet of the Apes thing, I really love that callback just because it is so kind of obvious the way they played it off at the very
What?
end.
Did I miss him going, damn dirty Kangs? 'Cause I don't remember that part.
I mean, it's that without that. When he is asking Mobius, like when he's telling Mobius about He Who Remains and everything else, Mobius is like, "Who are you? Like, what are you doing?" Like,
Mhm.
he has no idea who he is. And then when Loki looks, he sees the statue of Kang. It's a callback to Planet of the Apes.
Okay,
When he
yeah,
finds-
I can see that.
You're right.
When
Yep,
he
you're
when he
right.
finds out that he was not on a different planet the entire time, he was actually on Earth. So people have theorized that this is no longer the Mobius that we saw throughout season 1. This is a completely different Mobius
This is
on a completely different timeline
Mhm.
of the TVA, which is
Yeah.
kind of weird
Big
considering
difference. He's gonna say,
Well,
whoa.
well,
He's gonna do the
considering
Keanu
that the
Reeves, whoa.
TVA is outside of the timeline, maybe this new Kang, who we all assume is the Conqueror,
Oh, yeah.
has made the TVA within the timeline so that way he can control it.
Maybe.
New Kang, is that like
Good
is
there.
that like a new juice? You know, is that like a new alcohol? Is that like new Coke? Like
Yeah,
when they did that, it's just new Kang.
new Pepsi.
The new Kang clan. Yeah.
Oh,
I
God.
was waiting
Yeah.
for that one. I was waiting for that.
Let's
There's
see.
nothing to fuck with.
Let's see. The last one he has on here is we still don't know why the TVA or the He Who Remains allowed for 2 Nebulas and 2 Gamoras. I guess because it made the plan work.
Sure.
Because everything that the Avengers did was supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That is easy. Like that's the easiest
That's
way
easily
to explain.
explained.
Yeah,
Mobius or
it is a
Renslayer
cop
wouldn't
out. It is a huge cop out because you can argue that technically, because he's an Avenger, Captain America being a variant throughout all of time, now that he went back to go see Peggy and lived his life, like you can technically say he's a variant at that point. But at the same time,
to live with Haley Atwell, so you know what I'm saying.
You could say, technically, you can say that the events of what needed to happen to let Earth survive had already surpassed. So anything else after that was an invasion of the rules of the sacred timeline.
And then Cap just retired, and he was like, "Fuck all the events coming up." He's like, "All the shit that I could stop, not doing shit. I'm just gonna sit here, do my wife, and sit on my porch and drink sweet tea."
Well, so here's the thing:
retired Cap
because he technically went into a variant timeline.
That's true. Maybe nothing happened there.
Maybe he either nothing happened or he stopped all this stuff from happening, lived his life, and was like, "All right, cool."
Or Peggy,
you died, but then how would he end? How would he end up back in that main timeline as old Cap later? Then?
Because he still had the technology.
Because Peggy had
she died.
Yeah, I was gonna say she eventually died. And he was like, "I have no, I'm gonna go I have nothing else to do here. Peggy's dead. Peace."
Well, what's gonna happen to that Avenger?
Like he had children there and everything. And he's like, "You guys don't need me. I'm going back to my own timeline."
What's gonna happen to what there, Sarah?
What I'm trying to figure out is when you had Loki, when he disappeared from his timeline, you know, that event. Okay, what happened after there? Because I mean, didn't they need him to?
It got
chaos.
Pruned.
Yeah, it should have gotten pruned.
It got pruned. It got fixed.
You saw it got pruned because right before they went into the portal, they placed down a.
Yeah, but that was in the desert. I guess
that is the same timeline.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah.
So, you know what's interesting? There's basically only Lokis that survive: Mobius and a Throg. Anything else in that, the Elias fucking just eats all the rest of them. But you know, a little frog Thor and Mobius, and then just a bunch of Lokis
and some cannibals somewhere
surviving out there.
Hey, to be fair, Throg is like 10 feet underground in a jar. So
not living his best life.
Yeah, but how did he get into
that jar? Hey, how do I get live action Throg to fight live action Gator Loki? Because that's a battle I want to see right now. And that was a missed opportunity not to have those two just duking it out.
Oh,
that's gonna be a what if.
Season 2 what if. I 100%.
There you go.
100%.
Yeah, because why would they show Throg?
I don't know.
Greg.
Val, yeah.
How many times have we been going over
one
this?
more fan theory here. TVA, VL.
I mean, it's not, but you know.
No, she's not a part of the TVA.
Who? I can't see.
Val.
It's
Val.
Val is recruiting the Dark Avengers.
Or the
Thunderbolts.
I think that they don't want to call them the Dark Avengers, but they will call it the Thunderbolts.
You know,
because the Thunderbolts never wanted. I'm pretty sure that the Thunderbolts in the comics have never been the exact counterparts of the Avengers.
No, she could be. Well, no, they wouldn't take that.
I say I'm not as knowledgeable as y'all. I've never heard them called the Dark Avengers. I've just heard them called Thunderbolts.
So
yeah, they came about in
it's Bendis
after Fear itself, I believe. Shocker.
Yeah.
But hold on. That was Bendis at Marvel when Bendis was actually good.
Yeah,
that was Bendis's peak. Because right after that, 100%.
Why do you think this together?
Dark Avengers was actually a really good story. That's when Norman was the Iron Patriot. That's when we actually got the first appearance of Ronin. We got freaking Sentry in there as well, as far as the Dark Avengers.
Losing his fucking mind and just scaring the shit out of people. The Void.
Yeah.
Well, I'm leaning more towards Thunderbolts because they made it very apparent to, and I haven't seen it, but I've seen all the spoilers and stuff, and I've seen the clips online. Thunderbolt Ross made it a point to say he had another heart attack since all that, and maybe to
triple
try to
bypass.
to try to cure that, why wouldn't he try to take the Hulk serum and become Red Hulk? And he's technically the Secretary of State. Like, he would have the Thunderbolts, but basically under her authority.
Well, hell.
Like, in the shadows, you know what I mean?
So I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can't remember his name. The actor who plays Ross.
William Hurt.
Is
Damn,
it
you
William
pulled that
Hurt?
up quick.
It's William Hurt.
Yeah, it's William Hurt.
Okay.
What's up? Come
So
on.
so William Hurt is clearly getting up there in age.
Yes. 70s, I think.
He cannot play Hulk.
Dude, what you can play a digital character. What Harrison Ford just played Indiana Jones, and he's what, like 84?
Mark Ruffalo's not like really out there lifting cars over his fucking head, bro.
No,
Like,
I'm not.
it's
I'm not.
CGI.
No. I know it's CGI, and
But it's also mocap. It's a lot of mocap.
It's a lot of mocap. It's a lot of
facial
moving.
expressions. That's all you got to do.
That's all you got to cover is the face. You can have anybody else do the body
Yeah,
mocap.
now,
just do the face.
you
I can see them doing somebody else doing the mocap and him just having the mocap face.
Yeah.
Yes, I could
And they
see
don't
that
even
because
need to,
I
they don't even
believe.
need to.
I was
Go
going to say I believe in Edward Norton's Hulk.
Mhm.
I believe Norton only did the mocap for the face,
He did,
And then-
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
and
And
then
the
other
same with
people-
Blonsky, the dude that played Blonsky. I'm pretty sure he's the same way. I think. And then they had two other guys out there like running to be the actual Hulks. Because
Yeah,
technically, like, honestly, that's below Edward Norton. You know what I mean? Especially at that time when his head was all super inflated. When it was like, yeah, you know, I'm a
But he
classic
paid for the
guy,
movie
yeah.
out of his own pocket.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I miss Norton as Hulk. I will say that.
I like Norton as Hulk, but Ruffalo does a great job.
But
Yeah.
I just think that like you can only do so much with Ross
Mhm.
at this point because he is getting up there in age, and I don't think he's going to be like, oh, let's sign on for another because they're not doing giant freaking contracts anymore. So I don't think Hurt will do a 5 contract deal because they don't do that anymore.
Mhm.
No.
But it's kind of like I just feel like it's a very hard sell for
Yeah.
Hurt to be like, hey, now you get to be the Hulk, you know?
See, I don't know.
you could-
I mean, yeah,
You're probably right for them, but for me, I would just be like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it the day I die. You know? But I guess it's just me. You know? But I imagine if you're
What
already
about
in
They-
that
they
Everett?
don't
What if
have
they
to
switch
have-
it up and make it Everett Ross, the dude from Black Panther? You know, Bilbo Baggins. What if they give it to Everett Ross? Because they're technically like brothers or cousins in the comics or something like that. They can switch it up. What if
Are they?
Bilbo wants to become the Red Hulk?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Bilbo
just
is the
throwing
Red
shit out
Hulk.
there.
Golly, that'd be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of throwing shit out there, I know this was a fun theory when Endgame happened and Cap was returning the stones everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think Natasha is back in the universe, just in hiding.
See,
Like, I actually
'cause
think
we haven't talked
I know
about
we've
it, but I
talked about
did
it.
say it.
We've said about it.
I said it in the Black Widow review. When freaking what's her name whistled at her grave.
yeah,
I thought there
I-
was going to be a homeward bound moment where Natasha
I
was
thought
just
so
like
too.
at the other end of the hill and just standing there. I was like, "Oh, please do it! Don't it's comic book logic at that point. I don't need to know how it's possible right now, but if she just shows up, that would have been amazing." But-
Here's the thing. I think it'll happen in Hawkeye. I can see it like the 3rd or 4th episode. She makes an appearance. Like that'd be
No
like a
way.
mid-credits
Not gonna cry.
scene.
No way, no.
Then what
I
the
think-
fuck happened to Gamora? Like Gamora's been out there hiding from Star-Lord too. She's like, fuck him, I'm out of here.
Well, they're going to
No,
talk about
why
that
you
either
bitches?
in Love and
She's on the
Thunder
same
or
planet.
in Guardians
She's
3.
just out there on a sand plane. She's gonna be with the fucking Omega and Hera show, like both crossover. It's happening.
In college,
They're the
they're going to
college.
college.
Here's the real excuse. Gamora's not white; she's green.
So
They need to bring the white character
What the-
back.
what?
I'm just shitting with you.
But Gamora's
Sarah's
not
face
even-
went.
What the
Sarah's
hell?
face got like, what the fuck?
I said we just took a hard left turn. Like what happened?
Wow. Okay, so let's move on.
Yeah. Is there? Are we done with Loki? Is there anything else y'all want to say about Loki? We've pretty much chopped
Good
it
show.
up.
Love
It is number 7 on my list of 23
Wow.
Marvel films. That's what I will say.
Loki
It's
is
the-
at number
it's my-
7.
Yeah. As of
It's
right
my
now,
favorite out of the Disney Plus TV shows.
Me too.
Yeah, so
Mine as well.
Yeah, it's my favorite out of them so far. Yeah, the What If series may overtake that because I love the animation, depending on the stories. But
We'll
really
see what
enjoyed
happens.
this.
So in the MCU,
I'm a sucker for canon and continuity, so that's just me.
yeah. So my MCU ranking for up until Loki is Winter Soldier, First Avenger, Iron Man, Black Panther, Endgame, Infinity War, and then Loki.
The fuck out of here! How do you got Endgame over Infinity War?
I like you got them right there together.
They
Though.
broke
I
their own
like
time rules.
this.
Did you watch my video?
Yeah.
Those can possibly, because I feel like Infinity War at times can be the better movie, but I will say portal scene, freaking Cap Mjolnir, like that just ups it for me.
It's still Still a tearjerker. Yeah.
Like I said, I just watched it the other day. First time I watched it since seeing it in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And those scenes, I was crying. Like I was at work, tears in my eyes, like trying to hide it.
Since I'm gonna have a lot more time at home with the newborn, kind of like, you know what I mean. I'm gonna eventually do my MCU movie rewatch here before
You're chronological. It's awesome.
And just try to go just put it all, you know what I mean, get it all in there, try to be back to, but like watch one movie a night until I do it, you know what I mean, and then maybe throw the shows in there, but I want to at least do the movies, try to do one movie a night, and then by the time I get done with them, like it'll be closer to Black Widow, so I can watch that for free on there, and I'll have watched all of the shows, you know what I mean?
Solid plan.
Yeah. Black Widow takes place after Civil War.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
I don't know if I'll
dude, watch it chronologically. The chronological watch is actually pretty damn good. You hate Iron Man because you have Captain America and Captain Marvel, and those are actually good movies back to back like that. And then you go into Iron Man, which is like so far away from when Captain Marvel was made.
Did this motherfucker just say? Did you just besmirch the original Iron Man? If I had a white glove on,
dude,
I'd be like in England. I'd be like
I loved the original Iron Man.
We'd be dueling. We'd be like,
but we'll duel. Listen,
we'll duel.
Iron Man was great.
All right, fellas, calm down.
Iron Man was great when it came out. It does not hold up. It does not hold up, Nathan.
What?
Really? I still think it's like top.
Joe, you need to leave this conversation right.
Okay, bye.
Did you not just hear what my ranking was?
Get out of here.
Iron Man is number 3. Sir.
Yeah, I think it's up there for me. It's top 5.
I just watched them. I just watched them all. I watched them in chronological order. If you're watching it and doing it that way, Iron Man, Tony Stark is a piece of shit.
I love Tony. I love Tony. I like.
Wait. Are you saying the character is a piece of shit? Or are you saying the movie's a piece of shit?
Oh no, the movie's still good, but it still doesn't hold up compared to what we have now. And Tony Stark is still just a piece of shit. The character.
Okay, I'll give you that. He kind of is.
You didn't
God damn, Clay was like, I'm out of here.
He didn't
He's like, I'm out. I can't even handle it.
I win by default.
This guy.
No, like I need to actually rank it. Well, Iron Man would probably be, for me, in this current rewatch I just did, probably somewhere in the middle, maybe in the lower half. Well, but that's just me.
Okay.
A lot of the other movies I felt had a stronger appeal to me.
You know what? On this show, you are allowed to be wrong, Joe. It's okay.
Right.
No problem.
That's fine. I like being wrong sometimes.
I'll watch Star Wars in chronological order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But with the MCU movies, with the way the after credit scenes and all stuff go, I watch.
But that's the thing.
They were released.
I would pause the after credit scene, depending what it was. Go watch the movies I need to. Come back to those credit scenes where they fall into.
Way too much work.
Yeah.
I had a lot of time at work. I literally had so much time at work. What?
How much time do you have on your hands?
A lot.
Just making me
tired. Not this job. I do the same damn thing at GM, and now I don't have a job. I'm off of work for like at least a week, maybe 3, maybe who knows how long. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, Joe's preparing for our 4-hour show at DC Alliance this week.
Yeah, he keeps giving me information like all these articles, and I'm like, we're gonna have a 3-hour show. He's like, oh no, we only talk about these like 2 or 3 minutes at a piece.
And then like 3 more articles came out, and I'm like, shit, this show is gonna be fucking long.
Yep.
I'll have fun though.
Yeah, it'll definitely be fun. Yeah. All
right, so now all you guys hate me. Let's talk about some Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, moving on.
Well, before we do Masters of the Universe, let's watch this Titans trailer real quick.
Oh, yes.
We're not going to talk about that for super long. We talked about it a little bit, but the new one came out. Let's watch it real quick. Then we'll hear Nathan bash Master of the Universe.
Hey.
So, all right. So I've got it loaded up here. Titans season 3 trailer. What did it come out last week? Sometime. So let's
Something like
see. All right. Let me go. Oh wait. I guess I got to go to share screen first, don't I?
Don't forget the sound.
Yeah. Share screen.
They'll yank us off.
Share audio. We've only had one show canceled because of what was it? CBS All
Picard?
CBS is the only one
Yeah.
that really didn't like us playing their stuff. We played the Picard trailer and they shut us down. So, oh well,
Really?
they did.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Oh, they
well,
did.
They just took the video feed offline. So,
Mhm.
oh wait,
Gotcha.
They said,
that one.
they said F your video.
Why can I not find? I don't want that. Oh, here we go. No, I don't want that one. I don't want that one. What the hell? I want that. Oh, there we go. All right. Here we go. So Titans season 3 trailer. Let's check it out. What
Here
the
we
hell?
I was out here all alone once. Bruce made me go out into the forest by myself for the first time. I had no idea what was out there.
It's going to be an interesting story.
Those were the lessons that he taught you. Bruce was a psychopath, using fear to control everyone.
I don't like when people talk trash about Bruce.
Happen to someone else.
Okay, so we talked about this before. We'd seen this scene with the Joker smile, right? Saw the crowbar stuff, but didn't they say he doesn't die by the hand of a crowbar?
I hope they
thought that was-
workshop that.
I don't remember.
Maybe it was a long time ago. I'm not sure.
So it was the fact that they weren't going to use the crowbar, and then everybody started complaining, and then all of a sudden we got a trailer with a crowbar.
Barbara?
So they could have changed a lot of stuff,
That's true.
considering this was mid-filming
gone.
during the pandemic.
Gotham. It's mine now.
I really like that Red
We're
Hood look.
investigating this new Red Hood case.
Bruce, he said, be a better Batman. The Titans got this.
You know how crazy that
God,
is,
there's my
right?
girl.
Trying to step into your
Yeah.
father's shoes.
I do, Commissioner Gordon.
Fun.
The whole world is turned upside down.
Nightwing has one of the best costumes I've ever
I
seen,
think I'm
man.
losing my mind.
In any movie, in any TV
You
show,
got a dog?
the Nightwing costume in the show is one of the coolest movies I've ever seen.
We need to stop it.
All these costumes are amazing.
For cases
They
like
are
I was going to
this,
say,
amazing.
using-
Doc and
The stories.
friggin' Dove and
Scarecrow.
Hawk. I was going to say
Yeah.
Doc and Hawk.
Crane?
Jesus. Hawk and Dove. Those costumes.
So we get
Red Hood
the
is a
Crane
biblical
in
brother.
here, huh?
The king moves stealthily in the shadows while the pawns are sent to the teeth of destruction. It's just his
Do we know the actor playing Crane?
I'm sure it's out there.
He's apparently an actor from Gotham.
Oh, look, there's Meatwad.
Look at Tiger.
We show
Did you
no
hear it?
mercy.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if he's only a tiger in this series,
Bro.
Yeah,
that's
it's going to be a
that's
little
Meatwad.
upsetting.
I swear to God, that's Meatwad.
Jesus.
All right.
I
So,
turned into like 4 different things.
3.
no,
An igloo, a hot dog, and Abraham Lincoln with a samurai sword.
Oh, yeah, I
Swear to
remember that
God.
one.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
so what do we think, y'all? I mean, what next month is Titans, right? That's when it starts, middle of next month.
Like 3 weeks.
It's in 3. It's
2 weeks.
yeah.
Just after football season
August
starts getting
12th, August 13th. Hold on.
Well,
Shit.
August
We're pretty close.
Yes,
We're pretty close.
in 2 weeks.
You know, we've talked about this before. I think all of us are in agreement. I think everybody I've ever seen the show is in agreement that the end of season 1, end of season 2 was very disappointing. Didn't like the finales. I'm on the bandwagon of I'm not giving up on this show because of that, because I really like everything else about this show. The show's strong enough with everything else at the finales. Although I wanted good ones, are not going to cause me to not watch season 3.
Look, I watched 8
good
years of
ones.
the CW shows. I can deal with 2 seasons.
That's kind of my mindset with it. Yeah, that's kind of my mindset. So
That's what I'm saying. The show is so good up until the season finale.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
and the thing is too is it's not the whole
Episode 2?
season finale.
Episode 2 to like the penultimate episode. Those episodes are great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, episode 1 was great of season 2 was great. If it had been the season finale of
if
season
it
1.
was the season finale for season 1, but it wasn't. It was the season premiere of the second season, which made it shit.
That's the problem.
So, again, they need to have a very strong opening, and they need to have an even stronger ending for season 3.
Have some strong scissor action. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ! But here's something else that is semi-spoilerish. Posters came out on the same day as this trailer. Has anybody seen these posters?
Yeah. Yep, I know what you're talking about. But we all expected it. Everybody
expects it.
The episode ended. So it's kind of not really a spoiler.
Everybody expects it. But could there be some, would you say, what would you, not necessarily rewrites, but possibly MacGuffins for this whole continuity of the Titans if that character comes back? Or is it more so, hey, we were going to do this all along?
I think they had the pieces set up. Yeah, they had the pieces set up at the end of season 2. There's a reason she went with the Amazons.
Yeah, I think they were going to do that all along. I'm wondering, we didn't see anything about this in the trailers. Didn't season 2 end where Beast Boy had some brain stuff, some stuff done to his brain?
PTSD.
He was controlled.
Wasn't he being controlled?
He was being controlled.
Yeah, and we never got a conclusion to that at the end of season 2, leading me to believe they were going to be a big part of season 3. I don't think there was a conclusion to that.
Yes, there was a conclusion.
Because they let him go.
No.
The whole idea was they were going to control him as the Tiger, and they were going to let him go to the Titans.
No, but Raven, control him, right? But Raven was the one that like had her little moment with him at the end of the season. Okay. That was right before we saw.
I was so focused on being devastated by Deathstroke being punked. Like we built up and just punked out in 4 seconds, and I forgot all of it.
Yeah,
I was just so let down.
Badass, dude. You know?
I might try to rewatch it this week.
Yeah, I definitely need to rewatch
I will watch everything except for the first and last episodes of season 2.
No, actually, you know what? I think you should binge watch technically the finale of season 1 and the season opener of season 2. Watch them back to back, so it feels like an actual, like we were saying. So it feels like the actual conclusion to season 1. I think you might like it better like that.
Yeah,
if you watch, you know what I'm saying? If you watch, boom, right through.
That's a good point.
I think it'll feel better because you'll technically feel like you're watching the real season finale,
the real ending.
Well, and exactly. See, and that's how I watched it, because I didn't watch it when it originally aired the first time on DC Universe. So I watched all of season 1 like the week before or the week leading into the premiere of season 2. So it was a couple days difference, but it was like, yes, I see where everybody has a problem. Why they did this, I don't know. And I'll be real honest, I don't remember a lot of season 2. I remember, Jericho and Deathstroke being a thing. Mm-hmm. I remember Superboy being a thing.
A lot of flashbacks.
It's been so long.
Aqualad.
Oh yeah, and Aqualad dying. Like I don't remember.
That was the best episode. That flashback episode was hands down the best episode of the season.
But I hate they killed Aqualad because
I hated that they killed Aqualad. Yeah. But you knew it had to happen because that's the whole point of Titans was bringing back a new team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did like seeing them when they were a team previously because that way it gives you that. There's like all this baggage, and you're just like, okay, what's the deal? So at least they kind of, filled in the blanks on that one.
Absolutely.
I will say, seeing Deathstroke be like a relentless killer in this show, though, was badass. Like, it's not one of these like, oh, I'm going to play games with you. No, if he wanted to kill you, he would kill you.
Oh, the character who played Deathstroke, just Slade, just in general, was absolutely amazing. I thought it was a great take on the character. I love Manu Bennett, but I thought this guy did a great job as the character. Just went out like a bitch.
100%.
Like, couldn't help, went out like a bitch. So we're hoping for a good season 3 finale. We're hoping for a good season 3, which I think we're gonna get. I got to see Superman stand there with 2 dogs behind him, getting deflecting bullets, which is pretty cool. we haven't talked about anything about Starfire and her backstory and what's going on, what they set up for this season.
Blackfire, her sister, and her people coming forward. I'm here for it.
So, but we're gonna see what happens. I hope there's not too much stuff going on.
I was gonna say it does feel like there's like 7 different storylines that they're gonna try to be like, hey, let's put it all in one season.
Yeah,
they know they're probably not going to get a 4th, and I hate saying that, but they've proven twice that they cannot stick the landing. So I don't have much faith in them doing it this time.
I think that if this season comes out now that it's on HBO
over.
Max, well, now it's on HBO Max. If people see it and are like, "Oh shit, I want to go watch the first 2 seasons," and you get rewatches of the season 1, season 2, and they watch season 3, and season 3 is a big because I think it's going to be more popular on HBO Max than it was on the DC Universe app. I think that might be able to get them another season, depending on how they stick the landing on season 3.
Yeah, maybe.
So, because not everybody's going to be as critical as us,
It's true
with the ending of it. So, all right, well, we'll watch it when it comes out. I'm sure we're going to cover Titans. Sarah, that's your kind of anniversary show because you started out with Titans with us, right?
It is, yes.
That's right. I remember talking about Titans with you. It's like, well, come on the show and come talk to us about it. So, good stuff. Well, let's talk about the last thing of the night then. We've been saving it because I want to hear Nathan's. I've heard a lot of Nathan's comments. So, Nathan, you start us out, and I'm going to share this right here. You explain it and tell me how it works towards your narrative here.
My narrative?
Well, not your narrative. It's a narrative because I'm not saying it's wrong, but show me this.
Okay.
Talk about this. You sent me this earlier.
Well, that's a whole other thing. That's just the cherry on the top. Like we gotta rewind. Like we gotta rewind before we even get to that because there's already been a whole narrative set up. Like for just wait. Like the next couple weeks, you're gonna see it's gonna be it. This is The Last Jedi all over again, and The Last of Us Part 2 or whatever for gaming. Swear to God, that's what I'm saying. But anyway, so I remember, like in 2019, I listened to Fat Man on Batman and Fat Man Beyond. And, the only time I ever skip it is when Mark Menard goes to talk anything DC because he just unnecessarily wants to fuck it into the ground. And, like, he hates it. So I skip that or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I've been listening, and I remember Kevin Smith. Like, I have cognitive recall on the dumbest shit. Like, I can't remember really important shit, but, like, this little dumb, minute details, like, they'll come back to me. And I remember listening, and Kevin Smith's on the show, and he announced it. He's like, yeah, man, like, Netflix, they got the rights to, to Hasbro, the Mattel stuff, and we're going to be doing a He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, man. And I've got, Mark Menard coming. He's like, I can only talk a little bit. We're still breaking. He's like, it's a He-Man show, but it's going to be through the eyes of Tila. And he's like, and I know right now people are going, oh, what the fuck, man? He goes, but it's not like that, but you'll have to wait and see. I swear to God, if you go back to his quote, when he announced in 2019, that's exactly it. Okay, that's not a direct quote, but it is something similar to that because he even called out, he's like, it's not like what you think, because he said, we're going to see it through Tila's eyes. Okay. Well, some YouTube, like they get into it or whatever, some YouTube show, I guess, they get a report. They have some guy inside or whatever that works animation, whatever. They go, all right. So basically, it's a show that focuses completely on Tila. He-Man's taking a back seat. She's gonna have a lesbian girlfriend, and by the end of the show, she's gonna be a better He-Man than He-Man. So she's gonna basically have the sword of power or whatever. And Kevin Smith's coming out, and he's like, oh, I wish you guys was in the writing room, and he's just fucking destroying people out there, making it seem like this and that. And then other people are going, well, we're getting more reports of like, this is the Tila show. Like He-Man is a backdrop. He's not even in there. And he's still coming out like, these fucking people, they don't know. Oh, it's not the Tila show. I mean, just fucking savaging people, making them feel, you know what I mean? And then like we start getting reviews. Okay. And this not from like YouTube shows that make money off of hate or speculation or whatever. You get IGN, like these motherfuckers get paid to knob like these big companies, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you suck them real good, you make sure that review is good, and they come flat out in there. This is basically the Tila show, you know what I mean? And like you follow her, and He-Man takes a backseat, and then everything that comes out is like he is straight up put in the refrigerator, basically, except for some flashback, you know what I mean? Like, and all of it comes out to be true, and like just up to like last week, Kevin Smith was just fucking hammering people online, being like, I can't wait till you see it because you're gonna see it's not, and everybody that sees it's like this lying motherfucker, like, which we already know because he was coming out and like, oh, I fucking loved He-Man, bro, I love He-Man. And then you look at a tweet from 2013 where Mattel released some shit, and he's like, oh, these figures, I was never a He-Man kid, but these figures are fucking cool. And then you go back to Comic Book Men in like 2009, and somebody's talking about He-Man. He's like, I mean, He-Man wasn't for me. I fucking hated that show, but he's got a place in the comic book pantheon. And you know what I mean? So like, it's just a whole. If you wanted to do, listen, if you wanted to do, it was totally a bait and switch. We're going to use the name He-Man and Masters. We're going to get all those people in there, and then we're going to slightly drop the He-Man name on it. It's just going to be Masters of the Universe Revelation. I'm fine with that. If you wanted to do a Tila show, a spinoff of it, just come out of the gate and say it. First of all, don't be like, oh, I loved it. It was my fucking religion. Be like, hey, He-Man, it wasn't my thing in my time, but I got this project. I went home. I did my homework. You know what I'm saying? I went back. Now I do know the material and shit. So I know it. And just come out and be like, hey, you know, like we just want to go in a different direction. We're going to explore Tila's thing. Like, don't come out there and be like, we're going to get all these kids that grew up with fucking He-Man and loved it. And then we're going to basically give you like a first episode. It's going to be just what you remember. And then we're going to take all that shit and implode it. And it's going to go nowhere. It's not going to be anything you remember because we're so fucking clever and we want to subvert expectations and shit. Just come out of the gate and just fucking admit it. And then when you get, and you know what? And I can almost even get him when Clownfish busted him out. I can almost even get him, you know, like it's contractual. Like he doesn't want to give away his plot. I almost get that. But here's how you fucking avoid that. You don't fucking engage and you don't consistently bring these motherfuckers up in interviews and on your show. He consistently bashes these motherfuckers and they were right the whole time. Now, we haven't seen it yet. And in the first couple of episodes, there's gay baiting, you know, or queer bait, whatever the fuck they call it with Tila and Andrea or whatever. He-Man literally gets refrigerated at episode 1. And then by the 5th episode, you know what I'm saying? He's gone again. Like Kevin Smith's already bragging about like, oh, I offed him twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't tell every trailer that came out, she was the fucking lead voice in it. She was the, you know, we follow her story. Like, it was all true. Yeah, we've got 5 more episodes to go. But I'm almost guaranteeing the way they leave episode 5, if you see He-Man again, it'll be in the finale whenever he's finally being able to get up again because Tila's going to take the brunt of all this shit. Basically, why did you lie about it? And why did you keep going after these motherfuckers when they were right? For all intents and purposes, for what you released, because we don't know when season 2 was coming out or part 2 or whatever. But for all intents and purposes, for what they're releasing, these motherfuckers were right. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get it.
So now that you said your piece with that, because you're not wrong. You're not wrong about that. How many episodes did you watch and did you like it?
I read every single spoiler and I saw the first 10 minutes of the opening before we got on the show, and that's it. So I haven't seen it, but you know, you guys know me. Okay. I've always said spoilers do not deter me. I am not adverse. I will read spoilers because I still want to see how you get there. You know what I'm saying? If you go back through our archives, I've said that plenty of times. Spoilers do not bother me. Right. So I know literally everything that happens beginning to end, and like not every, obviously, but you know what I'm saying. I got it all because I read the old reviews of it. Yes, I know enough.
Well, you know the story, but you haven't seen it yet. All right.
Yeah,
Clay's got his hand raised.
Animation works. Yeah,
Clay?
Go ahead. I just wanted to get my piece out.
I hear you. Good.
Has everybody seen every episode except for Nathan?
I've seen the first 3.
Okay.
I haven't. But you can spoil away. So
the first
2. Yeah, Greg's a goldfish. He'll fall right out.
No. So me and Joe have seen all 5.
Okay.
Sarah, how many have you seen?
Greg.
She's only seen 2.
Okay. In the second episode, do you see He-Man?
Briefly, yes.
Okay.
In a flashback.
Flashbacks don't count, Clay, just to be like, oh, look, it's still a show. Look,
if it doesn't count, then why did I not? So are you saying that just because I see him doesn't mean that I see him? Is that what you're saying?
That's like.
My eyes are seeing somebody.
That's what I'm saying. Tila is the focus. She progresses the story, and that's just her.
Did you see the photo that I sent you? Did you see the photo? Okay, so I searched the Tila show on Netflix.
Yeah.
And Netflix told me, oh, darn, we don't have that. So I don't know what show you're watching. But I am watching Masters of the Universe Revolution. Revelation.
Yeah, you don't even know what the fuck you're watching.
I'm watching a damn good show. That's what I'm watching.
So, but
because I am watching the possibility of Thundercats on Netflix. That's what I'm watching.
Okay.
Sure. It is that show that we were supposed to be talking about on this show. Because we had all agreed, like, hey, let's watch it.
We just all got to watch it.
Yeah, Greg, you have to watch it. Let's be real. You have to watch it.
Update those graphics to this animation,
Oh, this animation's fantastic.
This animation
Sure.
is gorgeous.
Powerhouse, yeah,
So-
there's flawless.
And this is also a
Absolutely
situation
amazing.
where neither one of y'all is necessarily right or wrong. You know, like, yes, you're right. It is a He-Man show because it's a He-Man, you know, but Nathan's right too. It's not a He-Man show. Like, there's a gray area.
He's not the
here
main.
with this.
He's not the main focus.
He's not the main character.
Even the main
So,
character.
You know what?
so you
I
can't
like
say
it.
it's a
I'm fine with
He-Man
that.
show.
Sure.
But
But
he is-
that's my thing too. Is I'm enjoying what I've seen
He is
so far.
constantly referenced. He is constantly talked about.
Well, when she's having her Karen moments because she
No.
just like he's fucking
No.
dead and she's devastated that I can't believe he didn't tell me.
But
his
she's not.
secret identity.
No,
And this
no,
is
no,
the
no.
this is the problem that you have when you don't watch the show.
I get it. I'll get there. Like I said, I got 10 minutes in the one before here.
The Karen
episode.
moment thing was my fault, I think, because I called Nathan early this morning. I
No,
watched
no, Greg.
two
I've read a
episodes.
lot. I've read a lot.
Did
of
you?
stuff.
Okay.
I've also
Okay.
read
There
people-
are moments.
she's
unlikable
unlikable. She's unlikable because she's so pissed off about that and cannot let it go, even though he's dead. Technically,
I only
till they
have
pull him out of
one
heaven.
problem. I only have one problem with this show.
Mhm.
The voice actress that they've chose for Tila
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
is awkward for the way they built Tila.
Yes.
That's the only thing that I could say that I don't necessarily agree with. I'm sure by the other half of this season, I will probably get used to it. But there were moments when I hear her voice and then I see this stalking of a woman, and I'm just like, that
don't
voice, that voice does not go with that body.
No, it don't.
Just saying. But with that, that is legitimately the only critique that I have for this show.
Okay.
They immensely reference He-Man, and it's not just Tila. It
You're
is
also
everybody.
not the target that audience either, because I would wager a good amount of money that you may have passing reference of the He-Man show, but it's nothing you were ever drawn to and ever watched. I would wager a large amount of money on that. I'm sure you see it and you know what He-Man was, but the funny because that was
didn't
another
grow
thing.
up with it, is what you're saying.
That was
But who-
another
who-
thing.
grew up
Kevin Smith, that's where if he would have said this is based off of 2002, fine. But he said this is a continuation of the Funimation fucking version. Like, get at it. Like, he made, like, that was, yes, Tilo. She was not a Bataki. She was right here at the side. But this was a He-Man show. And now it's something different.
Mhm.
And like I said, I'm not going to be the first one to sit here and be like, oh, I loved it. No. When I was a little kid, I watched it in reruns because my stepdad would turn it on because he liked it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I know it, but I was a Thundercats
you
kid. I
are
wasn't a
you
He-Man
are
kid. I
right
was a
in that
Cats.
sense. You are right in that sense that with the continuation aspect of that, it is not. I am not the target audience of that aspect,
But you're this new
for
target
the-
audience for this show. This is what
for
he
the
wants
show-
people like you to reel into this. And I don't mean it like you know what I'm saying. Like, you're the audience, you're the target demo right now. Like, he's trying to reel you in for this show. You know what I'm saying? Like, I if you know what I'm saying.
yeah, and he has, and that's the whole point. Like, why would he not want to do that?
Yeah.
And why would he not want to grab any
No,
audiences? Because when you sell a Batman toy, a Batman movie, a Batman video game, you are getting every fan of Batman, whether it be 66, 89, Bale, Batfleck, and the new Reeves comics, Batman Beyond. You're getting all of those.
Well, that's I mean, you know how divisive that is, because look at just all the different incarnations on movie and how people live and die by one and hate the other. So it's been finicky all along. And even though it's the same character, when you do different iterations and do different spins and put your
but
own
you're
tweaks
still
on
getting
it, it's still not,
you're still getting
you know what I'm
Batman
saying?
fans. You're still getting Batman fans. That's why in Arkham Origins, the PS3 game, you get freaking Adam West Batman costume for that game.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Like,
I know. That
like
was
there,
awesome.
it's the reason why is because they're getting every single one of those fans. Like,
Sure, you're gonna have some stragglers on both sides. Sure.
it's business and it's marketing. Like, you can't be angry at the fact that he is getting his money's worth.
Well, I was saying, and you got to remember, in the end, the point of this is to make money for
Sell
these people.
toys.
So that's
No, the
what
point
they're
is to sell
doing. They're
toys.
putting it, well, to make money, you know. So, okay, Sarah, give me some thoughts. Let's hear.
I know
ladies'
you
thoughts.
really like it, Sarah. Like I said, I'm not taking anything
yeah.
away. I think my main thing was Don't sit here and
frustrated
shit
with
on
that.
somebody.
Yeah.
Don't
get
sit
it.
there and lie.
I get it.
Don't
And I agree
come
with
at
you
me
on that.
vehemently. But
Yeah.
it could have been. I'm not taking away from what is there. When I watch it, I might be like, you know what, this is a great fucking story. But I got a sour taste in my mouth from being, you know what I'm saying, from just all the bullshit leading up to it.
I get
Dude,
that.
all I have to
Don't let
say,
it color. Don't let it not.
Right.
Don't watch
right.
it because of that, though.
I'm not gonna spoil anything, but episode 4, holy shit!
Okay, I'm
The
probably gonna
ending.
watch those when I get done
Kevin
here.
Smith
Yeah.
The
spoiled
the-
that.
Oh, I'll have it. I'll
The
have
ending.
it probably watched by tomorrow
The
morning. so don't
ending
worry about
of episode 4,
Okay.
like I was almost,
Nice.
yeah.
Very nice. All right, Sarah. Just overall thoughts. We'll hit some key points here in a minute, but just give me some overall thoughts. I know you loved it, so tell me why you loved it.
it. Well, because like I was telling you guys, I
You
mean,
love
I'm
this
like,
universe. Yeah.
well, yeah. I mean, that's
Mhm.
this is what I grew up with.
Right.
So I know the He-Man story.
Mhm.
I know that. I mean, I read the little comic books that came with my characters. Matter of fact, they're probably still at my parents'
That's
house
awesome.
somewhere. And
That's awesome.
I mean, my Battle Cat, my original Battle Cat, is up in my son's room somewhere. I still have my original Tila. I still have my original Clawful. I've got Merman. I've got the freaking horse. I've got that. Hell, I still got Orko. So I know
That's
the characters.
Yeah.
But I think it's really cool because it's Masters of the Universe. Now, I would have a bigger problem if it was like He-Man and Masters of the Universe, but it's Masters of the Universe. So the fact of, and I'm taking out.
That's how
half
it
the
was
time-
built.
Half the time, I don't listen to Kevin Smith anyways because he
Right.
talks out one side and farts out the other. So I don't want to hear it. So, that's a moot point. I mean, I just still think it's, cool to bring this back. And this is, like I said, it's great because,
Yes.
I grew up with this. I grew up with Transformers, the G.I. Joes, the Thundercats, all that shit. This is my childhood.
Right.
So the fact that Tila, and I always like that character,
Sure.
and I think it's cool to, and like I said, I've only gotten to 2 episodes, but I will definitely have this finished by tomorrow morning. Promise you that. But
Oh, yeah.
and I think it's a little more refreshing. I will say this much from the first episode, the Sorceress, she's one of my absolute favorite characters. But I'm glad that she has a backbone instead of, oh, Prince Adam, can you help us?
Right.
She's like, oh no, I'm gonna handle.
She seems like a warrior, a
She's
leader.
about to come in here.
Right.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing the rest of the episodes to see how everything kind of plays out. But it's just so cool seeing these characters again in such this fantastic animation. I'm just like,
Oh, even the people that don't like the story, and everybody across the board, it is unanimous that everybody loves the animation. You'll see, like on some of the reviews, and like, oh, and I didn't get to that. I'll let you finish your point first. But on some of the reviews, even the people that were like, the story is great, everybody, the animation, gorgeous. Like, it's unanimous. Everybody agrees that the animation and the designs for the characters are spot on.
I'm just glad it's not, because when they did their little reboot of She-Ra, see that totally took away, that totally redeveloped all the characters. I mean, because I'm like, that is not Glimmer. Who the hell is,
What's that? What's that animation style called? That She-Ra style, like.
See, that's what I was afraid that this would be. So I'm just really glad
Adventure
to
Time
see
style-ish or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just really glad to see this animation style for this particular series, because it still does have the old feel, or the feel of the original cartoon. I mean, obviously, it's a little more technically sound, but still, I'm just glad it just kind of held to that instead of trying to do more of the. And I'm really glad that Prince Adam has pants on.
And I will say this: I don't care what you have to say about like the whole idea that Prince Adam is dead and you don't get to see He-Man. Just hearing that fucking godly voice of his when he transforms, amazing. Sorry, it's just amazing.
I gotta put this up here, Nathan, just so you can see it.
I saw it a while ago. Oh, I didn't want to say anything, but I saw it.
I just saw it and I was like, oh,
Whatever.
I gotta put it in there for
Whatever. I don't care how it sounds to you. Whatever.
Right.
I'm just telling
But
you.
I will say, I do kind of like a little bit of the campiness from like the first couple of episodes.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like the first time Skeletor gets smacked, and he's like, just run across the ground.
Oh yeah.
Or,
Well, and they had the teenage jokes in there too. You know, somebody making jokes like a teenager, which is pretty cool to see. Okay, Joe, I know you and I talked before the show, and I think you and I are pretty much on the same level with this. So give me some thoughts, because I think overall, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I did watch it at work today. I tried to watch it when I got home. I got about 2 episodes in. Sometimes. No. Why do you think I'm going to be off work for a week? Because I work in a factory. I work at General Motors. It's the same damn thing.
I get it.
Monotonous work.
Mm-hmm.
I need something to pass time. That's why I've been watching, all these movies and TV shows. So I really enjoyed it. And I growing up, I remember watching the show, but I don't remember the show actually like resonating with me.
Mm-hmm.
This makes me want to go back and watch the original show.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's two completely different monsters, but it does make me kind of want to go back and, like, even if I don't watch all of it, just like maybe watch that last season, the last couple episodes of the season, just to see where it left off, because it's supposed to be a continuation. That being said, the storyline they gave us in these 5 episodes, and I know we're getting 5 more later this year. It's been the 5 episodes like drew me in. I am excited for it.
That's
want
good.
the rest. So
that's good.
Okay. Well, maybe I was a little misaligned, and I thought that you and I had almost the same thoughts. And while I don't hate this show, it's good, not great. I think if I ranked it, it would be like between a 1 to 10 scale. It'd be like a 6.5.
Well, see, but here's the thing,
which is
like the first couple episodes are build up, and like Clay said, at episode 4, that's when things start to get serious. That's when things take the turn, and it kind of draws me in.
Real.
Yeah, and that was what I mentioned too. Is I've only watched 3 episodes, and even if I watch all 5 and I still feel the same way, there's still 5 more episodes that could change my opinion. So, but luckily, it's good enough where I'm going to watch it. I'm enjoying it. It's just not something that I described as kind of like Bad Batch. Because of what it is, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah,
but it's nothing that, like, when I get done, I've got to go tell my friends about what I saw type thing yet. Or I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, it's not like it's a really long commitment. They're 22, 23-ish minutes long. They're literally like an episode of TV. You can have all 5 episodes watched within an hour and a half, and 40 minutes,
if you can sit down and watch them all. Yep.
Sure.
So, I don't know. It's not that much of a time commitment.
No, it's really not. It's really not. I'm trying to think. I don't want to go into too many spoilers. Well, I guess we can. I've gone through one. We can at least talk about 1 and 2. I want to talk about the Karen moment that I was talking about with Nathan earlier, because I text Nathan this morning. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning where I'm watching this before I go to work, and I'm texting Nathan about the end of episode 1. I don't like the Karen moment at the end of episode 1, where, like, you're telling me that your entire life is devoted to protecting Eternia. You're telling me that you're becoming the man of arms for the king and because Adam dies, you're giving all that up. Screw everybody else. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. Like
lied to me all my life.
Really?
Little bridge over it, lady. I mean, what are you talking about?
A teenage boy lied to you your whole life after he saved your ass multiple times, and you're gonna be that mad about it? Like, for me, it was just like, okay, we're having a little bit of a moment here. That was not convincing enough for me to believe that the whole band broke up.
Shitty with the,
Joe is probably going to say exactly what I'm going to say. Joe, you go ahead and say it.
Go ahead.
They explain it in the show. Just watch the damn fucking show. It gets explained. It gets explained why she's pissed off. It gets explained. The resolution gets explained throughout the show.
Then it must be the last 2 episodes, because I didn't see it in episodes 1, 2, or 3.
There was something
2, they talk about. 2, they touch on it. Episodes 4, they touch on it.
Okay, that must be what I'm missing then.
I will say, episode 4 is a big come to terms moment.
So I need to make it through 4
for Tila, and then there's like this.
What
ends up happening going into episode 5. Well, yeah, there's a lot of
the scenes in the forest. Yeah. So
okay. Well, like I said, I'm giving it a chance. I'll have to finish watching it. Can I ask though, what's the timetable between when Adam dies and when like episode 2 starts? Because Andra, who's her girlfriend, who's with her, talks about Grayskull. Like she says, "Oh, I remember my grandfather talking about that." What did like 90 years pass between this?
I think
like what happened?
30.
Like,
because in
30?
the third,
but even then, why would your grandfather talk about it?
episode.
And I just don't know why your grandfather would talk about it, and 30 years later, nobody would know what Grayskull was.
So she held on to this fucking grudge for 30 years because she got mad that you didn't tell her secret identity.
Watch
out of here.
Fucking
so she ambered
show.
It. She ambered it from Invincible. And
Watch
that's why that
the
character
show. Watch the show.
I gotta watch episodes 4 and 5. Like I said,
Maybe
if
it
those
wasn't
answer that
30
question
years.
for me, then I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Some years have passed. I can't remember. I don't think they actually say. I think I was just pulling 30 out of some other show.
I will look it up.
But I know when Man of Arms, you can look. When Man of Arms shows up, he is older.
He's much older.
A lot older.
He's much older. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly what, but it can't be that. Like it can't be super long.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't think it'd be long enough for your grandfather. Yeah. They maybe should have said my father told me about this.
Well, yeah, but if when she was a kid, when she was younger, she never saw Castle Grayskull. Like if she had not ever been to like explore the Eternia, and Andrea, whatever the hell her name is, if she had not explored the Eternia at all, to her, Castle Grayskull could just be a rumor, could just be a myth, could be a legend.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. So now she's in a position with Tila where she is exploring Eternia, but it's not for the adventure side; it's for just to live. Makes sense. I don't
know. I liked Motherboard Juice. You know, like they should make that a drink. Motherboard Juice.
That was weird.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, you know, Clay and Nathan were talking about the show earlier. Nathan, you haven't seen it yet, but there is a point in the show in episode 2 where it's not a He-Man show at all. You have 4 female characters on the show that are all the good guys that are teaming up against the male bad guys. So there's definitely a twist in this universe now about what's going on, because you're looking at Evelyn, you're looking at the Sorceress, you're looking at Tila, and you're looking at her girlfriend, and they're all the good guys going against the male bad guys. And I was like, well, okay, I see what they're doing here. It's a little on the nose, but I'm okay with it because, you know, like I said, 6.5, 7 out of 10. So I can live with that. But there is some of that in this show. There's definitely a big change. And that's where I can see where Nathan's, you know, has. But Nathan, you need to watch it. I'll give you that.
I know.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I want to bring up? I don't want too many spoilers.
I want to say, because you get ready for all the articles, because they were setting this up like 3 days ago of toxic fanboys review bombing and this and that. But if you read the stuff, if you read the one, I read a lot of the 2-star reviews, and a lot of it, even the people that liked it had a lot of problems with, like, it's not a He-Man show, it's her show, but like I'm willing to keep watching it and stuff. So like I don't want, because you're gonna hear every article, it's basement dwelling white fat fucking fanboys that are crying and they just went in and review bombed and their mom's still making them dinner or what. Like, well, you're going to hear all of it. They were setting this up like last Wednesday. They were like, oh, could this be another thing? And now that this is basically the Last Jedi of Netflix fucking stuff and The Last of Us Part 2, I'm telling you, watch. You're going to see for the next week and a half, 2 weeks of the cycle, it'll be nonstop about how people are shit. And I'm not saying some of that did happen. Absolutely. I'm positive some of that did happen, but that's not going to make that score go that low. But they're going to put every bit on that of, you know what I'm saying, guys. But come on, let's not be dumb.
Masculinity,
exactly. Exactly. Let's open our eyes and look, because, like I said, if you actually read a lot of those, you can tell that there are original fans on there who are a little, you know what I'm saying? Like, but there are some of them you can tell, like, oh, Kevin Smith, blah, 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 1 star. So, but I'm just saying, don't, you're going to see the next 2 weeks of headlines being like, "Fucking toxic fanboys and these dumb white fat balding fucks and their crybaby tears." So
right
it's coming.
Welcome to the internet.
Basically,
pretty much. Yeah. Well, and the thing you got to remember too, I think, is this show was more of a boys' show growing up. My wife talked about it earlier. She's like, I didn't watch this. I watched My Little Pony and this and that. She watched it with me this morning, but He-Man was not, or Masters of the Universe was not something she was drawn to as a girl. Most
which is
females
why they
weren't.
did Sheila to try,
Right,
She-Ra
exactly.
to
Which
try
is
and
why
get that female.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I can understand their mindset in that, because they've already got us. We're already going to watch it. And my daughter even saw the previews for it, and she's watched the Netflix show that y'all didn't like with the Funimation, and she's excited to see Masters of the Universe. So I was like, well, you should go back and watch the original then, just because you like the story. But she's excited. So I'm gonna sit down and watch it.
I've been watching you can watch the 2002 version, both seasons on YouTube for free, and I'm on like episode 7 of that, and that's actually pretty damn good too.
Well, let's see. I know that we still got. I'm gonna watch the rest of it. Nathan's got to watch the rest of it.
I gotta watch it.
Sarah's got to watch the rest of it. So I think we'll go into like super detail about it next week. On episode 100, by the way.
Same bad
super detail about it. That's right. Is there anything else you guys want to say overall about Masters of the Universe? Like I said, I'll tell you what. Let's go around with the score. Like I said, I'm going to go with 6.75. A little less than a 7. I enjoyed it. Not great.
I'm going to go with an NA, non-applicable.
That works. Clay, what you got?
Easily 8.5 can bump me up to a 9 very, very easily, but I still have 5 more episodes to watch to complete the season. So I can't really judge it too much, but from what I have seen out of the 5 episodes, easily an 8.5. I will say I have scoured like 6 different articles. Nothing tells you how much time has passed since the ending of episode 1 and the beginning of episode 2.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I pictured Clay from the dude from Varsity Blues when he's like, tan!
A fucking tan!
Yeah, that's what I was picturing saying.
What's your letter or your number there, Joe?
I'm right there with Clay. I'm an 8.5, but I need to watch the next 5 to get a good score.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm just talking about the first ones he's saying.
So, and
Sarah, through 1 and 2, what's your score?
I'm actually going to save my score because I want to see these first 5. Because I'm really liking what I'm seeing.
Reserves her judgment.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I want to see the first 5 because...
Sure. You're a fan.
Exactly. So I don't want to...
I don't know why you guys didn't watch all 5 episodes today.
Well,
I did.
like Sarah really is the target
in my
demo.
pointless
Like,
job.
she grew up with this. She had all the toys. She remembered all of it. Like Sarah is the one, the audience that's wants to bring in, and he's hoping
this was aimed for her.
He's hoping that she wraps her kids into this too. You know what I mean? Like he's like this absolutely the target audience
also
for it.
cool enough to like grab like a new audience. Because,
well, like I said, my 14-year-old daughter
universal,
is super interested in it.
Yeah,
that's always the goal for anything, is to be universally loved or accepted.
Mm-hmm. And I gave it the 6.5, but just like with 6.75, but just like with y'all, I could watch the next 2 episodes, 4 and 5, and it jump up. We're in the same manner. I can watch
the back half and fall apart,
and it fall down.
Exactly.
Go straight through. Right.
These first 5 episodes, like I said, were good enough to I want more. The next 5 could be not so good and make me question if I want to watch season 2 when that comes out. So
they could totally tighten it, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
they could totally
crash the ending. Totally tighten that shit.
Well, in more recent shows, they could totally flash this thing.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's not just bad for now. That's the bad last 5 seasons, right?
Well, no. If you've seen the pictures of what happened in this most recent finale, you would understand what I'm referencing.
Yeah, I let go of that show about 4 or 5 years ago.
They have lightsabers now.
Oh my god!
Lightning sabers.
Hold on. I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna bring it up. This is
I let the entire CW go like 7 years ago. I just said.
Look. So after last season, I stopped. Like, it's not that I wanted to stop. I tried watching this current season of shows.
And
I got like 2 episodes in the Batwoman. Well, like I got like 2 episodes in the Batwoman, and I'm like, this isn't for me.
Okay,
I
you ready
watched
for
it
this,
like an
guys?
episode 2
Oh yeah, let's see it.
of
Lay it on me.
Superman and Lois. Oh God, I don't want to see this again.
Lightning
But I
saber
might
me.
watch. I might watch The Flash when it comes out on Netflix next week. We'll see.
I am
I'll
one
see
with
how
the
much I want to
Speed
torture
Force,
myself.
and the Speed Force is with me.
Oh,
Oh
my
no!
God.
Oh no! And the way he's standing, holding it too, it's like, check out my lightsaber.
I see your Schwartz
So-
is as big as mine.
so-
Yeah.
The Schwartz, yeah, may the
So-
Schwartz be with you.
So I will say this.
Pizza the Hut at.
I will say this. I have not seen this finale. We are going to talk about it, Joe, on DC Alliance.
I
I'm
figured we were.
I'm going to watch this.
Okay.
And I believe there is actual comic book accuracy somewhat with this. There is a weapon called, I believe, the lightning rod
That.
that
Nope.
the Reverse Flash uses to kill a whole bunch of Flashes. I think that's what they are attempting here.
That's.
I'm making my
that's
guess.
something completely different, but okay.
It is something completely
Yeah.
different. And that's what I mean. That like these shows have the quote unquote ability to warp whatever comic continuity they want into their shows.
Yeah.
And to make it more flashy, pun intended, they would definitely do this.
So can I ask you, just based on looking at this picture, I haven't watched Flash in a long time. Is that Flash and Reverse Flash teamed up against Godspeed? Is that
Yes.
who's-
Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
that's Godspeed.
Okay.
And here's the one
Ooh,
thing.
Spoiler alert. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no, because here's the thing. Do we know who Reverse Flash is?
I think I
In
might.
this
only
version?
because I
Yes,
think I
we
got
do.
spoiled on it.
No, like no. I'm being serious. Like this isn't like a playing coy. We know who the person who is Reverse Flash in the show and the actor.
Right.
We know who that is.
Mhm.
So
It's not-
why do they
not
have
Tom-
him? It is. How and why
Oh.
do they still have him vibrating? We know who it is.
That's a good
That's-
point. I don't know.
He does.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's Wells, right?
Yes.
That's supposed to be Wells. Are we
Yes.
100%
Wait,
sure?
wait. So Tom Cavanaugh is still playing
There
the
we go.
Reverse Flash
I couldn't
again
remember his
now.
last name.
Yes.
Does he play
That's what I
again
was
now?
getting
Because
at.
wasn't
Like,
there
it's
another
not
guy
the
playing Reverse
other-
Flash after like 2
Yeah,
seasons?
the first guy.
Yeah, the guy who played
No,
Eva Dawn.
It's not him. It's not him. It's
Wow,
it's Kavanaugh.
I'm way out of Flash. I'm way
It's
out
Kavanaugh.
of Flash.
Okay, so
no worry about
real quick, who's Godspeed? Is Godspeed who I think it is from season one?
I no, it's not. It's not comic book
Then-
accurate, Joe.
Well, I didn't think that, but I mean, no one cares, right?
I
Right.
have not seen any of this new season at all. I'm only gonna watch this
Oh, so
finale.
you just
to
go watch.
see-
Okay,
I just want to see this unfold. That's all I'm
Okay.
watching.
so I think what's his name from season one, Thawne, Eddie Thawne, or the one that was somewhat married
Eobard.
or engaged. No, no. Eobard, the one that was engaged
You
to
think it's him?
Iris. I'm
Wow.
guaranteed. I think he's either Godspeed or he's Reverse Flash, because I think I saw a picture with him in a costume recently.
No way.
Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. You look it up.
No
Okay.
way. I am gonna look it up.
Look.
I'm gonna.
What if it's Tommy from Arrow season 1? A big call.
Makes sense.
Yeah. No, you're probably right. That sounds very, very flashy. Something they would do. So I was wondering if they were going to bring that character back, but I haven't watched him forever. Nathan left us.
He
His phone
did.
probably died.
Yep, that's exactly what I
His
thought.
phone probably died. Well, that's it. That's all I got for tonight, y'all. Y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about? News-wise, shows-wise, television, comics, anything?
We're getting something else we will be talking about on DC Alliance is we're getting a Michael B. Jordan Superman show on HBO Max.
Man, that DC Alliance show, I have to check that out. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Give
in
it a
for
listen. I recommend
for
everybody else do the same. It's
long
good.
episode.
Sounds like good stuff.
But yeah. I will say this is completely different than the Black Superman Clark Kent timepiece story that they're wanting to do with J.J. Abrams.
Okay.
So that is actually going to be pushed for a movie, while this is a limited series on HBO Max.
Okay. That'll be interesting. I like Michael B. Jordan a lot. I like Superman a lot.
Yeah.
Should be pretty good. So, well, listening to all that DC stuff, Clay, where can they find you at and find all that DC stuff at?
You can find me at Fanboy Clay. Joe, I just found out the character. He was in fact named Eddie Thawne. That's his name.
Okay. Also, I think I'm wrong on that. It just must have been a really good mock-up.
Nice. Again, I'm at Fanboy Clay on Twitter. You can go to my bio and find the link tree to all of my other shows, including DC Alliance Podcast, which is always live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday nights over at the Geek First YouTube channel. Of course, there is always Batman News Weekly, Comic Book Legion Podcast, Weird Science Marvel Podcast, Weird Science DC Podcast, the Ranger Alliance, and I will say there might be another. Maybe.
There's one in the works. Good deal. Joe, where can they find you at, buddy?
You can find me on Twitter at _actually_. You can also find my show, Comic Book Rundown. Don't shake your head, Clay. At Comic Rundown on Twitter and at Comic Book Rundown on Instagram. I'm also part of the Ranger Alliance. Every third month I'm on there. And then I also have a show in the works that I will go into a little more detail Monday night on DCA.
Nice. Interested to hear that. Cool deal. Sarah, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at My Little Kitten. If you want to see me, you can always find me here Friday nights for the most part. But other than that, I mean, that's about it. I don't get around as much as you guys do, but
yeah,
that makes me feel dirty.
Apparently
I was very
just
podcast promiscuous in my younger age, but
I apparently don't like my family, so I don't know.
But I'm also on Instagram as well.
And you're on TikTok now too, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah, on TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Sarah gonna do some TikTok challenges. There we go.
About that, it's just yeah.
Hey. Well, you can find me at the Bat Daddy 52 on Twitter. Check me out. It's my only form of social media other than TikTok, but I don't do anything but look at TikTok. So,
that's how it starts.
Podcast, huh?
Yes.
That's how it starts.
That is how it starts. You're right. It definitely does. Super Civil Service Podcast live Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, which you're watching right now or listening to. Check me out on the C3 Panthers Podcast. I pop in there every once in a while, Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. The longest running Panthers podcast in the universe. I mean that seriously. It's pretty good too.
It's pretty good. I mean,
it's pretty good. I enjoy listening to it and hopping on. It's fun stuff. If you're a Panthers fan, it's a good way to go.
Yeah, you'll see me there like for football season.
That's where you and I met. There you go. Exactly. So, but folks, check it out. We are on 99. Next week we got 100. It's going to be a really fun show. I think we're going to cover like one little piece of media, and then the rest of the time is going to be fun and playing games and all kinds of stuff. We got SCS Jeopardy. I've got a SCS arithmetic game. We've got an audio quiz. I've got an eBay Prices Right game, and then a What Was Nathan Talking About game. Got a lot of stuff planned. I may even come up with another one and throw it in there. I'm trying to have 100 questions for show episode 100. That's tough. It's tough to look up all this stuff, but it's going to be a really fun time. I think everybody here is going to be here. There's going to be some more people coming in. There might be a few guests rolling in. So it's going to be a packed house. It's going to be a celebration of 100 episodes, and I appreciate all the fans, all the co-hosts, everybody that's been involved that's helped us get to this point. We're going to celebrate next week and have a really good time. So come check us out, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same bat place, same bat channel, same bat everything. Except it's going to be 100, triple digits. So I'm getting out of here, y'all. I will talk to y'all probably tonight or tomorrow, and we'll get stuff going on for next week. But until then, keep pounding.
Peace.
Peace.